like to confuse people. All right, awesome. So, well, let's.
You get my character less?
I did. Thank you.
So I
Appreciate
have to stop
it.
cheating.
Yeah, no. I appreciate it. Thanks for sending that over. So, quick recap of last week. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with my old granddad and Waters. Just so you know, I watched that video. It got a little sloppy.
We appreciated the +5 Holy Avengers
the
all
plus
around.
5.
Yeah. that was kind of
You get an artifact, and you get an artifact. Everybody gets an artifact tonight. No, we're going to be a little bit more careful about that.
Hey, Les, I was expecting you to be a first responder to that bourbon factory collapse.
Oh, my God. Did you see that? Kermit, did you see that?
I did.
Oh, Mike.
It didn't seem like any barrels were destroyed, so.
No, they said that lots were destroyed and that there was like a river of 1792 bourbon heading for some creek nearby.
Damn.
It was like 7,000 barrels came down. I don't know that they all broke, but the way I heard it was that there was a boatload of bourbon headed for the local reservoir. Sad.
How to chill.
1792 is good bourbon too. I hate to see that thing. All right, so quick and dirty recap. Last time you guys left, Kenebris went to Vala's Gift, found it to be a burnt-out husk. Moving northward to Villareth Ford, where you had to cross the river into what would be the territory of the World Wound proper, you found it not only not garrisoned by a small garrison of Crusaders like it was supposed to be, but that particular garrison had been pretty much wiped out. And were being systematically and entertainingly murdered by some tiefling with a goatee head and cloven hoofs. As part of that, as the army attacked the tieflings from surprise, first with a longbow attack. What's the word for that? An arrow attack, something like that.
A volley.
An archery volley, which did a significant amount of damage. And then the now very well-motivated paladins swooped down onto the ford and basically mopped up. There were no survivors, despite your own entreaties to save a couple for a prisoner. But after the sight of the prisoners, the one prisoner being killed, and frankly that word getting through to the rest of the paladins before the attack, the reality was that they were asking no quarter and giving none in the old Led Zeppelin fashion. You did save about a dozen Crusaders, remnants of the garrison who was there. They were quite disheartened. They had been captured, tortured, systematically murdered. Some they suspected had been sent westward into the World Wound for some nefarious purpose, probably ugly, almost certainly disgusting. And they were sort of systematically just keeping them alive for sport, until whoever had got it into their head to kill them. They gladly joined with you and now form a portion of your army, which actually, from a game point of view, they actually, if you lose hit points, those hit points, you can't heal it without reinforcements. These functioned as reinforcements. So you guys have a little bit of extra hit points.
And was somebody, I'm trying to remember, was somebody keeping track of the food and gear? I'm trying to remember what my character.
So right now you have so you have you were able to find some food at, so two things. You got food, extra food from Horgus Guerm, who was able to help supply you guys 9 units of food there. And you also found 4 units of food at Vala's Gift by scavenging around, trying to find some stuff. So you guys took the field with essentially 63 units of food. Your army, you and your army used 5 units of food per day. Right now, I have you guys having been on the road for 4.5 days. So of the 63 units of food that you acquired, you have now used 20. Half day doesn't count. It's the day that you reach Keeper's Canyon. So you're down to 43 units of food. This is not going to be so much of a big deal on the road, but when you reach Dresden and begin to lay siege to the city, as is the plan, how much food you have is going to be a big deal, and how much food you get. All right, but right now you have food sufficient for What's 45 divided by 5? 9 days.
Okay.
And you estimate that at Keeper's Canyon you were about a day away from Dresden.
Well, not to be super cynical, but I think we're facing another large force here. We're going to lose some people probably, and we're going to have a few less people to feed, plus or minus any spoils we take from this particular battle.
Good point.
Don't let the troops hear you say that.
Hey, I know how to manage a spreadsheet.
This is why he's in charge. It's because of the morale bonus that he delivers every day. So you guys passed killed the tieflings at the ford, rescued some of the crusaders there. They have joined you on the trip to Dresden. Although, frankly, there was a bit of, when they heard what you were up to. Frankly, they were a little trepidatious, but the paladins of Iomade that are with you heartened them, and they readily joined to take the fight to the evil ones.
Which isn't me.
Right. So then you began to move forward. Now you as a group are in the world wound proper now, and things begin to get a little weird. You're seeing stuff on the horizon, creatures, large creatures potentially. Think the mist. Creatures off in the distance moving, gigantic, enormous creatures. You're finding strange plants and animals which have been sort of mutated by this malevolent abyssal force. Normal plants and animal life doesn't exist here. The ground seems to be desiccated. It's there's just a wide variety of strangeness. It's very unnatural. And those of you who are close to the natural world, Farina, I'm thinking you in particular, Fletcher to a lesser extent, even Ilindar. You're very much aware that it's a very unnatural state of being for the natural world here, because of the only thing that you can chalk it up to is the pernicious influence of the world wound itself and whatever strange radiation emanates from this crack in the abyssal world.
Okay.
But you guys keep moving forward. Now, when we ended last time, you guys had come upon Keeper's Canyon. You had scouted it out and discovered some very disturbing, frankly, things. One, you found a larger army at Keeper's Canyon, including what looked to be a platoon or squadron of Dretch demons, along with a much larger group of tieflings. Not much larger, about double the size of what you'd fought at the Villareth Ford. At the Villareth Ford, you were pretty much evenly matched, about 100 to 100, or 150 to 100 tieflings. The tieflings here, you're estimating at least 200, maybe more.
And how many Dretch?
About
100 Dretch?
100 Dretch or so, yeah. That being the case, the other, the second disturbing thing that you noticed as you were scouting out is that these particular armies seemed to have been tipped off to the fact that you guys were coming. You could hear voices down there. They were building barricades. You heard voices saying they're going to be here soon. We have to be ready. Hurry up, that kind of thing, and goading the armies into the thing and into work. And you noticed that they were indeed building barricades. So we're going to go over to a quick map that I cooked up for this thing. So this is what it looks like at whatever this place is called. The name escapes me.
Keeper Canyon?
Keeper Canyon. So you guys are sort of down here. You're on. Yeah, you crossed over the river at the ford, but the terrain here is increasingly elevated. So these orange areas are sort of plateaus. You are actually in a valley. So imagine sort of, not the Grand Canyon, but a series of canyons and cutbacks and that kind of stuff. Now, from the point of view of sneaking up on the city of Dresden, using these canyons is the absolute best plan. And frankly, I don't know that there's any other options other than going back around, back the way you came, losing a couple of days and trying to go overland in a different direction. But what it does is it puts you in a position where you absolutely 100% have to face these armies. that are preparing for you. Now you've scouted out along the river. This is the river Selin, and it has a little creek there. You can see that there are some ruins. You can see them in the little crosshatch areas. Those are ruins of what used to be a small town of some sort that was here. Whatever it is, it's been gone a while because these buildings are very much destroyed. But you can see that the Dretches are sort of inhabiting those ruins across the other side of the creek. That could be a logistical problem for you guys. And the Tiefling armies have divided themselves up into two to extent. You would have to fight them at the same time, but they have divided themselves up into a core and a flanking group. One presumes to maybe take advantage of flanking abilities, and they have set themselves up with some barricades.
They're all barricaded, but they have no mounted, as far as I can tell, right? We're all mounted.
They do not have mounts. No, they are. You guys are cavalry, so I mean, there's the aspect of cavalry charge. Typically, however, the cavalry that you guys have, I mean, you're cavalry, but the horses you have are not like war horses. Typically, what these guys do is they dismount to fight.
Okay.
And that's what they did last time. So you have mounted knights, but they're definitely from a point of view of a fighting force, they are definitely would consider themselves infantry.
They're mobile infantry. Got it.
Kind of, yeah. These guys would not sort of ride into battle on their horses. The horses aren't made for it. They're unarmored. Their horses are more like to carry the people and supplies.
Personnel carriers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hey, what's the scale here?
It's
those tiny little squares. How big are those?
Yeah, ignore those squares. It's probably, I would say, each square is probably 50 to 100 yards.
Each tiny square or each big dotted square?
Each big dotted square.
Okay.
And I don't even see the tiny squares.
What's the purple represent?
The purple is just higher elevation areas. So these are very jagged sort of cliffs. You're in a series of canyons. Now they're wide canyons, but the reality is this is you guys down here at the bottom, moving northward or northwest through these canyons. The orange and purple and green areas represent the canyons themselves, which are the elevation is quite a bit higher. Theoretically, if you wanted to get up there, you could, but for the entire force to get up there, you would have to backtrack through the canyons, come back around, and somehow try to find your way up there. It would probably take the better part of a day, if not more.
Hey, last time they crossed the little river that juts west. Is there bridges over it?
There isn't, but it's not very deep. You can cross on foot.
So, I was thinking about this after I saw Gordon's email earlier. Is there anything we can use during this battle that I could have asked him for from a scroll standpoint?
So, these battles are more of mass combat rules. There's no real...
One person's not going to make a difference.
There's no real rules
associated
for individual activity.
Well, for example,
go ahead.
I asked for a spider climb spell scroll. He grants me a spider climb scroll. I have it cast on one of my knights. I have that knight go Cliffs of Insanity on one of these areas that you said it would take a day or two to get up there, and then with a rope, and then he would then allow another group up with him once he's secured a rope at the top, thus giving us like an archery bonus up on a ridge where we don't have to worry about the dicking around in canyons for 2 days or whatever to get up there.
Theoretically, that would work. Are you trying to get everyone up there?
No.
No. I don't think that's necessary. I was saying this is an example. I had a couple other thoughts too, but this would be a good example saying, if we did that, then could I say, we'll cast a fly or a web climb spell on one of these guys, get him up there with a rope. He then brings up a group of people, of archers that we use as our archery. However, the question to you is, last time we talked about this, you're like, hey, you only have 100 knights. You can't really be splitting your force too much. My question was, what would be the least amount that would still be an effective force of archery without detracting from the knights, considering there's 106 of us all told or so.
So
a little more because of the.
So it would be probably the smallest fraction that you could get up there, that you would put up there and still have an effect, would be 10 guys, a tenth of your force. What will happen? Well, go ahead.
But we have reinforcements because we took a bunch from the forward, right?
Yeah, but you did lose a couple of hit points last time, and those reinforced you back to full.
Oh, okay. I forgot about losing hit points. Okay.
Yeah, you lost a couple of guys.
And how tall are the cliffs?
In this case, around here, probably 150 to 200 feet. So spider climb would probably get it. It'd be a long climb on a rope.
What's the range, Mike, on an archer?
150 to 200 feet, you're going to be putting yourself at a range increment just shooting straight down. I think I don't know archery-wise if that might be a little bit too far to really help us out much.
I don't know. I'd say if you're going to do a volley, you might as well do it from an elevated platform because all you have to do is shoot straight up at an angle, right, to drop them down.
I'm just saying, just from a strictly rule standpoint, you got a penalty for longbows. It's every 110 feet you fire, and if that's 200 feet up, we're already at 2 range increments to try and hit something, just to shoot straight down, let alone to shoot over and down.
Okay, you think it's not worth it then?
It's a numbers thing. It's not. I think tactically, your idea is sound. I just don't know how well it translates to Pathfinder.
Other thought I had is do we have anything that would work since we don't have a bridge or something for this river, unless we build one from the barricades, which is possible. Let's say we vanquish the first 2 foes and have to build a bridge across. But do we have a spell in our inventory that would create a frozen ground to allow us to cross the river? Make it basically a temporary bridge. Across.
Well, the tiny creek or whatever, less than we can just walk across.
The creek is walkable. It does count as difficult terrain. What it will do is if you try to walk across it, I mean, as you guys are looking over this area from a spy position, you know that the Dredge are entrenched over there in the ruins. The reality is, when you bring an army across that thing, it's going to be difficult terrain, which means it's going to hurt your defensive value and your offensive. You suspect that the Dredge have set up the position right there for the sole purpose of ensuring that you guys come across that into the teeth of whatever fight they're going to. Dredge are ugly, but they're not stupid, and they have commanders.
Sure, and just a last question here: when we head to let's say we head to the keep from there, is it through the Dredge we have to go, or is it to the west, following on the creek?
No, you have to go north. You're still moving north. If you go back to the original map.
How deep is the big river?
If you go here, you still have to go. You can see here that you still have to go north.
Right.
How deep is the big river? Probably, you're not sure. It's deeper here definitely deeper here than it was at Villareth Fort. At Villareth Fort, it was probably 8 feet deep, maybe even shallower in some parts. The fort is there because it was a good place to build that bridge. Here, your guess, it's based on the movement of the water and that kind of stuff, maybe 20 to 25 feet deep. Certainly deep enough to suck down an armored knight.
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts here on what to do besides basically? I would say if we have nothing else, we volley as we get in, and then charge and take the leftmost tieflings first, and then the rightmost.
I would say stop right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And use volleys and force them to close with us.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, let's see if we can get them to break first.
Because we've got good range with the longbows. Probably much longer than they've got, and we can do damage from distance. I don't know if they can. So if we start doing, even if they get cover, and even if it's, half damage or whatever from cover, we're still doing something, and we're not taking any damage doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair plan. That's more or less what I was thinking. At least guys on the bridge. But if, as you said, if it's not going to be effective, they put them up there, or as effective. I was just thinking that's an element that they hadn't counted on.
We're hoping.
Well, you guys know that they've been tipped to you guys. They know you're there.
Oh yeah.
Or they don't know you're there. They know that you're coming.
We're coming.
Right. All right.
And they're
I
not
think
dumb. They know that if you guys are moving northward through the canyons, that you have to come through this place. That's why it makes sense to them for them to set up against the creek, build barricades, build cover, that kind of stuff.
I'll consult with my second Ulfin Grumble face or whatever his name is.
Geyer.
Grumble guy. Rubble.
What is it, Lord Flapshot? What can I do for you? What are your orders, sir?
I will explain the Mike plan here of volley. See if we can draw them out and then close. Do you have any thoughts?
It's a solid tactical plan. Do we know anything about their own ranged capabilities?
We know nothing at this time. If we find a significant range, we could always retreat around that corner there, I guess.
Right.
And then regroup.
I just think if I assume, Les, are these icons roughly the size of what our army would be? Just kind of
Yes.
standing there?
Yes.
So yeah, if that being rough size, if we camp right here, they can't get around behind us, and so we keep the fight in front of us.
One last question before we start this battle. Does anybody have any ideas of how to, let's say we defeat the Dretches handily, how do we keep them from escaping and warning ahead of us? All I can think is if we do somehow.
If they want to warn someone, they've already done it, or they've already sent someone.
Okay.
Yeah, the element of surprise is over.
Yeah,
Well, it's a good point and an excellent question. But I mean, so you remember back to the discussion that you had with Queen Galfrey. So, and she gave you a few insights on which might be to your advantage in this case. And those insights were the idea that the demons, one, are chaotic. So they tend to act erratically. Two, they tend I mean, when you talk about demons, you're talking about a wide variety of different kinds of demons that rule through fear and intimidation, right? So imagine you are the guy in charge of this outpost, and you have an army of paladins coming up the canyon. You're going to be very reluctant to teleport out to Citadel Drazen and have to explain why you abandoned your post and failed to defeat the said paladins in combat. The likelihood, as Queen Galfroy pointed out, is that you would end up getting killed by your superiors, in a feat of pique for just not accomplishing your job. You guys will recall that this kind of behavior you guys saw in Kenebris when you guys were at not the Grey Garrison, but remember when you ran into the guy Faxon, who was that red guy? He had actually killed the guy who was in charge of the local cultist group for failure to achieve his objectives, whatever those objectives were. So he'd actually killed them. This is something that's traditional. I mean, they're a little Klingon about that way. So this guy,
more Russian commissar.
Yeah, these guys are not necessarily all in a rush to go back and warn headquarters. They want to take care of business first, look like pros, rather than go back and have to explain failure.
If we were higher level, I would say we would take one or all of our force across the river with a spell, and then come up behind the Dretches
with fireball, and then we just end this very rapidly.
Yeah.
What about using Stone Call to fill the river?
Yeah, what area effect spells, Les? How does that affect these mass combat rules, like Grease or Stone Call?
If we were to take the narrowest point of the river and then fill it with Stone Call.
I don't have a clue how that would affect us. It's not listed here.
Because then we could cross over, walk the other side of the Dretches, come back across.
Tell you what,
the Dretches.
Just a meta for a second. The reality is that these mass combat rules have no capability of addressing exactly what you're talking about. At the same time, this makes total sense that this is what you guys would do. So if you've got spells individually that you feel can help you from a tactical advantage, like freezing the top of the river or something like that so you can get an army across, let's figure it out. Let's give it a shot. I'm open to anything.
Throw some dice and see what happens.
You want to try Stone Call? I mean, if we're not going to use Stone Call during the battle, if we have it as a spell.
I mean, I can use Stone Call during the battle. That's a no-brainer. But I was just thinking there's this narrow spot in the river.
Right.
So, are you talking about? Hold on a second. Are you talking about
right to the east of us?
Isn't it just like a D20 roll list, like anything?
Right
so
here.
Throw in Stone Call, it gives you a bonus to the attack or whatever?
Yeah, so that would be spell ability, so
Right
spell
here.
casting. So hold on a second. Hold on.
Even as far down as where we are is about the same width.
So I was looking about this earlier. So spell casting, if an army's units can use magic, either from spell-like abilities or actual spell casting, you increase their offensive modifier and defensive V, whatever that is, by the spell level of the highest level spell the individual unit can cast. If any of the army's offensive spells has a range greater than touch, the army can make ranged attacks. So basically, if you say, I'm going to cast Stone Call is what level?
Second.
Second level. So during that round, that's an offensive spell. So during that round that you say, I'm going to cast this, your offensive modifier would be increased by 2.
The army would get a +2 to attack.
I would be get a +2.
No matter how I cast it, whether I cast it to the army's advantage or to our advantage? Or?
It depends. I mean, it depends. I'm assuming that you're casting it like on top of an enemy force, like and just bombing them with these stones.
That's the no-brainer way.
Some other way. I'm sorry.
I was thinking the same thing about coming up from behind, but I don't even think across the river, unless we go by night, we can scoot 106 people, even if we leave the horses down here.
Yeah, we're talking about, from an individual standpoint, we're talking about hundreds of individuals in a fight. So, I mean, there's just no way that these rules can address individual activity like that very well. Mass combat rules are not designed to do that.
Yeah, they do
Our
that
game
by the
here,
+2.
let's figure it out. If you've got a plan, let's talk it out and figure out how it would work.
Well, we crossed the river, but I think Les also makes a good point. If we can use our spells and other advantages to get our pluses in battle, basically we want an unfair advantage before we go in there. We don't want to go against even odds. So what spells do we have that give us more bonuses that we can stack the bonuses on it?
Again, and it depends on the spell too. So like Stone Call is a great one that would add +2. It's a great offensive spell. If deployed during the course of a mass combat round, it would add +2 to your offensive modifier. And remember that damage comes from the roll plus the offensive modifier. So this isn't like to hit and damage, then you roll separate damage. What happens is you tally up your offensive modifier. Say it comes to 6. You have a +6. You roll a d20. You add and you roll a 50. And you get a 15. Say for example, 15 + 6 is 21. Then you go against the defensive value of the
subtract their defensive.
You subtract their defensive value, and that's the number of
damage.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So these battles, frankly, I was surprised at how the last battle that you guys were in, this last mass battle, it lasted 1 round.
Right.
I mean, there was the archery round, you softened them up, and then you guys swooped down there. They did a couple of points of damage to you guys, and you guys just essentially wiped them out 1 round.
That's what we wanted.
Well, this is a different.
Well,
game.
at times like this, I like to ask myself, what would Mike do to piss Les off?
That's a good question because that's usually.
I'm certain he has a little list.
Yeah, I think,
No, it's a big list.
It's a big list. Oh, great. That's fantastic. I've been looking forward to getting pissed off about stuff all day.
The cootie catcher. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Lifts a little flap.
A little thing.
You've got your crit charts with your D100. I've got my piss off less charts with the D100. Roll a D100, I just.
Mike, how do we get the most unfair advantage? I think we've come up with 2 good plans. The plan that moves the game along really quickly is volley, and then wait to see if they come out, and then.
I say we do volley, and we just sit there. If they don't come out, we just keep volleying.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as the volley looks like it's working.
Right.
Yep. And they don't suddenly wheel out some giant ballistas we weren't counting on.
Then we might
We'll assume if they have haphazard barriers, they don't have massive siege equipment. And if they do, we'll take it from them.
You did not see massive siege equipments. You did see bows in the Tiefling army.
Yeah, well, let's see. They have bows or longbows. We're going to stay at a longbow range.
Bardos has web too. You can use that to add bonuses.
Okay. And the paladins probably can cast all kinds of holy stuff, right?
Well, it's already factored in.
Yeah, it's factored in the numbers.
Their numbers, but like my numbers of Smite Evil and whatnot are not factored in, are they?
Well, an individual doing Smite, I mean, so I always assume when these things happen is like Fletcher and Flashheart and anybody who swings a sword is going to be amongst the main group of paladins during the charge, right? You guys are in the mix. Fletcher, you're leading maybe a squad of your own. Flashheart, you're next to Geyer as the central van. Bardos, you may be on the separate kind of thing. All of that's sort of factored into the stuff. If you have specialty at it, so casting Smite Evil is something you would probably do, but from the point of view of the mass combat, it has a negligible effect.
Or like you said, it's probably whenever they came up with the numbers for this army.
I have to laugh. You just sort of like went, your head kind of came up from below the desk there. You're like,
Yeah, I'm working on another computer, so.
Camouflage.
Yeah. But yeah, I think those abilities, like the Smite Eve ability of the Paladins, since all of them have it, I think it's probably factored into their pluses.
yeah, almost
So
certainly.
that's why they're plus, I don't know, 8 instead of plus 6 is because they've got those abilities, and they assume that some of the Paladins are going to be doing that kind of thing.
Okay, so is there any
That's
other stack? Any other bonuses we want to stack on? Otherwise, I think we.
I think I don't have any. All my spells are individual things, so none of mine will work. I think
So
this
let's maybe-
is probably the best bet. We probably open with that. You know, a little bit of shock and awe.
All right, so here, let me just copy this over. I'm going to bring it over to the other page, so it's right there. I'm going to put it over here because
This is the highest level. So
We need Don's character here to drop tigers on them from a
Yeah, no
lions
kidding.
on them from
so this is you guys. Now, you do have some special attacks. You have Aura of Courage, Channel Positive Energy, Divine Health, Land Hands, Mercy, Smite Evil. All these are, but according to the rules, all these are already factored in to this.
To the plus 8.
Now, you
Okay.
do have Expert Flankers. You can withdraw. You have +1 range, +8 range.
Okay.
Let me get their stuff.
They're +5 range.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and bring these out so that you guys can see them. Just to
Well, the other ones don't have range at all. The tieflings don't have range.
these tieflings do actually.
What? Cheater.
Yep. These particular tieflings do, and maybe the dretches do as well.
These tieflings look more like Andorians than tieflings that I remember tieflings looking like.
Hey, the thing about tieflings is that they all look different.
Oh,
Like
I thought they all
Andorian.
had red hair.
All right, here we go. So here we have the various armies. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Now, these tieflings do indeed have bows, so they will be part of that. Hold on a second. I gotta get this. There we go. All right. So, is there? So, I mean, so we talked a little bit about spells. Are there? So there was a couple of things that we hadn't resolved yet. Are you guys going to send some guys up on the cliffs?
I don't know if that would work well with the combat rules.
It would. Well, it probably wouldn't. What I would say is, depending on how many guys you send up there,
It would probably mess with
you
our
would have-
numbers.
Yeah, it would. You would have lower. I mean, you would have fewer guys doing melee attacks when that happens, so you would get less damage.
get
You would- yeah,
Less damage and less number. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd probably just leave it as a single army, and we'll just. Like I said, I think Matt's stuff in real life is tactically good. I mean, function. You know, it would be good, but I just don't think it translates well in these rules.
Okay.
I was ready to go all Gunga Din on him here, but
Mhm.
we'll just go with the rules as they are. All right.
I mean, you could try it. Let's figure it out. If we can make it work, that'd be cool. I'm down for that. I fully recognize the weaknesses in the mass combat rules.
I mean, what are the negatives of shooting off that cliff? Is
Well,
it-
first, I mean, you're talking about from the point of view of attacking an army. What you're doing is you're cutting. Essentially, you're cutting your army into pieces, right? So as a 100-man unit, it has a certain amount of
And now we're 9/10 of that. My question,
right, yeah, or 8/10 or 75% or whatever. So it would have effects on your numbers. Go ahead.
And your DV and your OM.
the question is more about what advantage do we gain by breaking off 1/10 of the army?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like we are getting one.
You don't gain
And that's what
advantage
Mike had
because
said,
the
'cause you're-
range is so far
yeah,
that the
double
arrows
negative.
are not
Yeah.
going to be effective, and
Yeah.
you're going to lower your damage from the other attacks.
See, I
so.
don't see any merit in it. Like, let's try it, figure it out. I don't see it.
Yeah, I'd say do we just stick with keep the army together and
Yep.
just use these rules?
Yeah, I think we keep the army together and use the rules as they are.
Okay.
We'll save our clever tactics for when we are running and gunning and said keep.
When, yeah, it's just us.
Yeah, spread out. Everybody go a different direction. Don't tell anybody where you went.
Well, I mean, the plan at Citadel Drazen is that the army under Geyer's command is going to keep the defenders of Drazen busy while you guys infiltrate sneakily, get inside, and try and get a hold of the sword of valor, the banner that you're looking for,
Yeah.
and wreaking havoc from the inside. Essentially, what these guys are doing, these paladins under Geyer are doing, is a big diversion.
Right.
Similar to what you guys did at the Grey Garrison.
Yep.
We appreciate that. I just want to give Geyer as many guys as possible to accomplish his mission.
That's right.
Okay.
But there's also the food factor too. So by the time you get to Citadel Drazen, you might only have 6 days worth of food left.
True. Well, let's see what the tieflings have.
Well, and you have to get back home too. Once you've succeeded.
What? No, I'm sorry. This is a one-way
It's
mission.
like a video game. You accomplish it and then you're just done, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you use Portal.
Woohoo, we win.
Commercial break.
Yeah,
You're so adorably naive.
use Hearthstone. Okay.
You know, Hearth back to Kenebris. Hey,
All
you
right.
guys, if you guys take Citadel Drazen, you guys may not see Kenebris again. Not for a while. It might not make sense. If you guys are able to rout these guys out of there and retake the city.
I'm just going to put out there.
We're just
Citadel
gonna
Flash
claim
has
the
a
city
certain,
as our own.
flair to it. Right?
Yeah, there you go. You have your own city. Now you guys are in charge of Citadel Drazen.
Sweet. I like the sound of that.
Citadel Unwitting.
Yeah.
All right.
The FUP. It's time to roll. All right, so
Do it.
I've moved you guys into the position that I think you were
Yep.
saying that you want to go. All right, so let us commence with hostilities. All right,
Yes.
so couple of things. The barricades give you a -2 on your archery rolls.
These guys don't have a barricade, and they're not in the city.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's who we're attacking.
You're
Yeah,
gonna attack
agreed.
them first.
Yep. Try and
Okay.
decimate them.
So all right. So you are going to hold on. So let me just mark this here real quick.
Yards?
So this the first attack is going here, correct? I have that correct. You are going
Yep.
to the first is going to loose arrows there. That's going to be round 1. All right,
Yep.
I'm gonna track this round 1. The FUP sends arrows to the flankers. All right. The Tiefling armies, who we refer to as the Tiefs, are going to loose their own archery barrages at you.
We disbelieve.
Yeah.
So they are going to launch an archery barrage this way.
We do lock shield.
They are going to launch. Whoops. And they are going to launch an archery barrage. Stop it.
Stop it.
Tell them to stop it.
They're going to launch an archery barrage like that.
This definitely looks like a PowerPoint I was working on this
All right.
over the weekend.
It's my PowerPoint skills that have made me the DM that I am today. All right, so archery. The Tiefling armies will get 2 rolls each, or 1. And you guys will get 1 against them. So these are simultaneous, so both things happen at the same time. The fun part about simultaneous attacks, as I have read, is that you are perfectly capable of being destroyed and destroying your enemy at the same time, and nobody knows about it until some wanderers come by this battlefield with the destruction of everybody is all dead.
And then they get tons of loot.
All right.
Yep.
So they are going to Tieflings. Ranges is going to be over 1 range increment, so everybody's going to get a -2. You guys will be, so you guys are at, your offensive modifier is plus now 6. Their offensive modifier will be +2.
+6.
That sound right? Is anybody doing anything else from a tactical standpoint?
Anything else we can add from a range standpoint that would give us a bonus?
I think Jennifer's idea of the spell would work.
The stone thing, that'll give us a +2.
Any
Do it.
It'll blow her spell.
anything like that with a ranged offensive spell or a ranged defensive spell that could work.
Bardos,
Bardos can do.
Sundar.
He can do fog. He can do web. He can do grease. Those are all good.
I think
All right, so fog I think might be the best one
Yep,
here.
that should give us some extra.
Does it allow? How big is it? That's the question. Is it going to be enough to protect your whole army?
How wide is that gap we're standing
Fog
at?
cloud is a 20-foot radius fog.
20-foot radius. Yeah, that's not going to
40
be
foot
good
across.
enough to stop them. You've got a front there that's probably 200 feet across.
Right. And Greece is 10 foot. So
Yeah, that's not going to help either. From a
that would
defensive
help, but
standpoint.
just not as.
So
Well,
if we
yeah, it would. I mean, it wouldn't. It won't. I don't know that it would help in the grander scheme of things.
if we use Jennifer's spell, then we're at +8.
Yeah, then we're back to +8.
So yeah, if Jennifer can now, what's the range on that, Jennifer? If you are you do you want to do that at this point?
Yeah, I can do it twice, and I was going to ask you, does it matter? Can we do it twice and apply the twice?
Two different attacks.
And Stone Cold's 40-foot radius, 20-foot high, 140-foot range.
Thank you, Gordon.
Jesus.
140-foot range. I don't know that you're close enough.
I can
If
get
he's-
close enough. I can use my little scale and fly around.
Yeah, she was on the cliff. We didn't tell you this, and she's stone calling from above.
Well, I mean, so 140 foot. You're talking about these squares are about what did we say? But about 100 yards.
Yeah, so she's a third of a. She has a range of a third of one of those.
Yeah.
Can't I? Or this is not individualistic.
Well, it is. Did you? You would. It would mean that you would have to move closer.
Can I do that as an animal form and still cast a spell?
Sure. Okay, well, now wait a second.
Can you cast spells in
animal form?
Pardon me?
Can you cast spells in animal form?
I don't know. I don't have any feats to say I can.
Or you could use your levitation thing to get up on top of this
That's what I had
plateau
said.
Yeah.
and get right here at this edge, like this corner right here,
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
and then you should be able to move over there.
All right.
And
So
punish him a lot.
Verena is coming to this edge. She's going to be right there.
Didn't you say the cliff is 100 and something feet?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you though because I want to see what happens.
Well, you can just cast it straight out. It doesn't matter how far it falls.
Well, that's true. Yeah, she just casts it straight out in the air. It'll just. I mean, gravity will do the rest of the work for you.
Yep.
Now, if I cast it twice, do we get the bonus twice?
No, just once per
Once per attack.
Per roll.
the attack round. Now, if they survive, if this survives the attack, you could do it again from that, and you're in a prime position to do that. If that particular group. Now, you don't. This is the only unit that you can actually do that to, though.
Right.
I have it at +8. I'm happy to make the roll, but I'd love to somebody else volunteer to just in case.
You are back at +8, so you are +8. They are at +2
All right, I'll roll then.
because of range.
No pressure.
22. All right, so their defense value is
14.
12.
12.
Oh, 14 because of
yeah, the
No,
barrier.
they don't have +2.
they don't have +2 because they are not
It's 12.
they don't have cover.
We just killed them.
So
They've only got 9 hit points.
that range attack, they only have 9 hit points. You guys have delivered 10 hit points. So let me,
Die, Tiefling, die.
well, no, but they they still get their
Right, they
attack.
still get their attack. But yeah, it's a good thing that
In there.
Jennifer was the one that finished them off.
Pushed it over the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, their launch did not hit. You guys is even
If they fumble, do they go to the chart and attack their own?
if they fumble, if they fumble, they lose their turn and do not hit. So they miss. They did not work. Your longbows have
And stones.
and stones have taken them out. Wham! That's round 1. Now these guys are also firing as well, so they're going to fire now too. They have 1 range increment, but they are there, so they are going to fire as well. And that's a 17. Your defensive value, however, is 18. So
Ding, 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 ding.
that is going to miss.
Good call on the shield wall there.
Good call on the what?
It's
A
because
shield
we got
wall, yeah. Yeah. All right.
right.
So Serena's too far for the second group, but shouldn't she move closer to their
Well,
hover?
she can't. I mean, it's up to her. She can try and get over there.
Well, yeah, so we can move individually.
Yes.
You are, but yeah, it's
Well, why are we doing this
You are
then?
separate.
Let's just send Fletcher up there and take a break.
Well, just like stand in front of there, like
I'm
no,
ready.
Fletcher's actually part. I mean, he's firing his bow. He's firing a bow in the ranks right now, or leading his platoon that he's sort of taken on.
I just want to sit on that sideline calling color commentary as he tears them limb from limb.
All right, so that was round 1. Round 2. The tieflings are enacting their own spells, but they are not moving. What are you guys
Okay.
doing? Are you guys moving forward to attack?
Well, we're still within range, aren't we?
Still within range, yeah.
Yeah, for a stone call, I have to go independently.
Yeah, but she can't give us a +2 on it.
I can
Right.
give us a +1.
What would you do?
Where we're at too. We need to
What
move.
have you got, Chuck?
Bless.
Yeah. I hear you.
Gordon's right. If we move out from behind this barricade, that improves things too.
Chuck, were you saying bless?
Yes. It's +1
Oh.
to attack.
+1 to attack. What is the it's just a 30-foot radius though.
50 foot.
50-foot radius.
So make all 100 guys.
So
stand
if
inside a
Chuck
50-foot circle.
if Chuck moved into the middle of the group, so let's assume that Chuck is like right.
I think Lothar on the far end of the river over
And
there.
I have a bow, so I would have also been firing.
You would have been firing. So
Quite
you-
ineffectively, I assure you, but I would have been firing.
All right,
At
so
least
Chuck,
try.
you are in the. Let's assume you're in the middle of there. You've got 100 feet on every direction, a 50-foot radius. I think that will add +1.
Nice.
Excellent work. +1,
+7.
and if I recall correctly, it's +1 to hit, but not defense. Correct?
Correct.
Well, it's +1 to hit and +1 against saving throws versus fear.
Okay, that's not going to be a factor.
It
For these
won't
rules,
be-
probably just +1 to hit. That's
It
it.
won't,
This-
yeah, it won't be a defensive value issue unless they attempt something that would cause us to be afraid.
Okay, so they are under cover, which means they have +2 cover. They're also enacting their own spells, which will be a factor on the offensive aspect. You guys have bless, and you are -2 because of their cover.
Or -1.
So you're minus. You guys are -1 total,
Yep.
and they are at +6. Okay. All right. Anything else going on?
Wait, what are we at? You say we're at -1 and they're +6?
No. Well, you're at -1 off your OM.
So
which
we're
would be-
at a
you're
+7.
+7.
+7, right? Okay.
They're doing spells that are giving them +2, so
Okay.
it adds to their offensive, and they're at +6.
So am I
Okay.
trying to move forward to get within 140 feet to add the stone call?
I don't know
I
that
would-
you can get there in time for this round.
I would say let's
But
save
you
it for the
could-
dretches.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to be more formidable to deal with.
So I'm assuming Farina's going to come down off of the cliff and rejoin the army.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Let's roll them. 18. That is going to hit. So your arrows land amongst them, and you can hear the cries of the tiefling army as they suffer the slings and arrows of contentious fate. But they respond much more vigorously than the ones for whom I had foolishly set the barricades in the wrong direction. And they roll a 19, which is better than your 18. So
Ouch.
they do damage as well. They do 1 point of damage to you.
Message for you, sire.
As their ensorcelled crossbow bolts begin raining down amongst you. So you guys take 1 point of damage. As the FUP takes 1 point of damage. And then your 18 beats their 12, which is 6 points of damage on the tieflings. So they live to fight again.
But it's smaller. Will they have less?
Much
advantage?
smaller. They are unhappy. All right. Round 3.
We finish them with a volley, or we charge. Let's say if we charge less, do they get an archery round in between, or no?
If you charge them, they will meet you at the barricades.
And what would the bonuses be there?
So you can.
What's the advantage of charging?
I think he's just asking, but I'd say another round, which should finish.
Yeah. And melee, do they get the +2 bonus for the barricades or no?
That's
They
my
do
ask.
indeed.
All right, might
If
as
they
well
get
stay
the
here
bonus
then.
anyway, then yeah, I just say shoot.
Are we going to be +7 on this or +6 this time?
Bless lasts for 1
Plus
minute. per
last, so
level.
it's a 7.
Okay.
It's a 7. You would still get the benefit of bless, and the Tiefs will again ensorcel their bolts, their arrows.
Sorcel. But now their attack shouldn't be quite as strong, right? Because they've been belittled.
It's happening so quickly that it will still
Boo.
be.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Again,
getting
there are flaws in these mass combat rules.
Right.
There are flaws, and I think I'm also going to check. Hold on, I got to check something. I think their guy is going to enact Merciless.
Oh, they were showing mercy until now? Well,
Yes, Commander Courage is the.
What did our guys got to do? Let's see. We have flankers, standard
So
withdraw.
that will give them +1. Excellent.
So can we do channel?
What does divine health do?
Divine Health. Hold on, let me check.
If they're doing that, can we issue one of our specials then?
Divine Health. The army is immune to disease.
Oh, what about a lay on hands? Does that just heal ourselves?
Hold, please.
I would assume that's what it does.
Lay on hands. It functions as channel positive energy. Hold on.
We got spite, evil, and spellcasting here too. What are our bonuses?
General apathy.
Spite Evil's factored in. Spellcasting allows you to use that. That's also factored in right now, except for you guys.
Aura of Courage.
That's already factored in.
Okay. So
It has to do with morale bonuses. Channel positive energy. In a melee phase, the army deals 1.4 damage against an undead target. Instead of dealing extra damage, you can use it to heal itself. If you take an OM penalty, an offensive penalty equal to half your a challenge rating for one ranged phase, it heals a number of hit points equal to your challenge rating. So your challenge rating for this army is 3, meaning that if you take half, and we round up on that, if you take a -2 on your attack rolls, you can heal 3 points of damage.
You like it?
Which we've only got 1 right now, so okay.
So just keep the 7 and go.
That's what I would do.
All right.
All right. The Tieflings are also rolling a 7 because they're being encouraged by their merciless commander to attack. Murder all the paladins! Murder them!
That's the commander of the Dretch army. Is he allowed to affect the Tiefling army?
The commander of the Tiefling army also has
Merciless.
Does not have that.
Yeah.
hey,
Never mind. I'm back down to 6. I'm sorry. I was looking at Dredge.
Cheater!
Good call, Chuck. Yes, well, Tieflings are notorious cheaters.
Good catch,
Call
Chuck.
Chuck. Sorry, keeping me honest. All right, you're absolutely right. They do.
And can we add to one of our specials, call less on his bullshit?
Yeah, call it bullshit.
That's a
+3.
supernatural ability and not a spell, so that doesn't
Shenanigans.
does not apply here. Oh, 13 is gonna be, I think, a miss.
Miss.
No, it's a hit.
Wait, no, it's
Just
not.
1
No, it's
point.
not. No, it's not.
Oh, wait, how's a 13
12,
a
that's
hit?
1 hit point.
Wait, how's a 13 a hit? We're an
They have a
18.
DV of 12.
No, but that's against them. We're an 18. I rolled a 25.
No, our roll.
Oh, I didn't. Did I roll that? I didn't even pay attention. I rolled that.
Yep.
Okay, apologies.
That's the
The
roll.
computer says you rolled it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right there, black and white, my friend. All
No,
right,
I thought you rolled it, so I rolled against it. But my bad.
our attack. Ooh, 22. That's brutal. That's that's 4 points of damage from these ensorcelled arrows that keep raining down on you. You hear a cheer, a ragged cheer, go up in the Tieflings. See you in hell, paladins.
All right. Well, they got damage though, right?
They did. So they actually are at 7 points of damage right now out of 9, which means they are gravely wounded. They are. They haven't routed yet. They're not going to rout. But they are pretty butch. You guys are at 5 points of damage out of 16. So, and you still have to face the Dretches.
Yep.
Well, we could, if we use this channel positive energy as part of our roll next time, we still roll and get channel positive energy. that how that
So
works?
you absolutely can. So channel positive energy basically says if you take a -2 on your attack roll, you get 3 hit points back.
Oh, okay. I
Let's
don't
do
do one
that.
on our attack roll. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that. Keep
Okay.
ourselves up.
So you get
up
3
in
hit
the fight.
points back.
And
So
it's it's
How
gonna be
often
at a
can we
5.
do that?
you can do it every round.
Okay, we're gonna be rolling at a +5 then.
All right, +5. We are going to continue doing spell casting, so we are at +6.
Die.
That's exactly what we needed to finish them off.
Yes. Die, healing.
Oh, 14. Yeah, that's -2. That will be 9. All right, but we get our attack as well.
Crit or fail.
Oh, not
No!
a fail. That is another 3
3.
points of damage.
That basically
Just leave that alone because
cancels
that
out.
cancels the healing.
Yeah, it cancels the healing.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
we healed 3, they hit us for 3.
Yep.
The tieflings
Might say that.
fall back. The remaining tieflings in 2s and 3s fall back across the river into the ruins where the dretches are now hiding. They have moved that way. The dretches, you can barely see them. They have the ruins as
Cover.
I'm losing all my words tonight. They have the ruins of cover. That is +4 cover that they're using over across that river. And if you were going now, you would have to negate that cover. You would actually have to go into melee. They will take that. They will take that cover from range. But engaging them in hand-to-hand combat negates it.
Okay. Well, we might be able to get close enough.
So we need to rush there as quick as possible, and then
Can we heal outside of combat? Or no?
What healing outside of combat requires reinforcements.
Okay, so we have to heal during combat.
You have to
Okay.
heal during combat. Yeah.
That is a weird rule.
Again, flawed rules. Very strange the way they did this. I don't know if you guys ever played it, but have you guys ever played the D&D battle system rules?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
I know, Mike, you have. Dan, I don't know if you would have ever done that. Possibly. No. Frankly, it is a much better rule set for mass combats, wars, and stuff like that than these are. I wish Pathfinder would.
hey Les.
Yep.
This is a barricade right here, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Can we go up to right here and use that barricade?
From the point of view of of cover from
the dretches and
yeah.
fire at them?
Yeah, absolutely.
I said we go up there and fire a few volleys and hopefully heal up, and then rush them and close the distance.
Yeah, I mean, logically it doesn't make any sense, but as these
Right.
rules are written,
I'm just using.
I think that makes all the sense in the world. So, in fact, I want to continue to get bonuses past when we're fully healed, so we get 200 extra guys.
We used the
Where's
rules
all
of
these extra-
combat, and we ended up with
Yeah.
twice the fighters that we started with.
Exactly. Like there's 300 paladins out here now. All right. I assume when I take the barrier wall here, Les, I noticed not only there's a bunch of dead tieflings, but they've left these piles and piles of food and goods.
Oh yeah, tons of stuff. It's all over the place.
Cool.
And lots of gold and all kinds of stuff.
Paladins have been eating all the food lately.
All right, so for you guys to maneuver to that point is going to take a round, which means the Dretch will get a free shot.
What?
Yep,
can't even
you gotta
see
move
us.
forward.
They have a line of sight issue. They have ruins, barrier, open ground, and then us way over
So
here.
do we
They
get
can't
the
even see us.
do we get the barrier bonus?
Yeah, you'll get the barrier bonus, but they do get a free shot while you guys are maneuvering into place.
Okay.
All right, +5 range.
What are they attacking at?
They're throwing.
Okay.
It's a range attack. I'm not entirely sure what it actually is. Probably some sort of like.
They're spitting at us.
Yeah, they're probably throwing some
200
sort of
yards,
demonic
though?
goo. Huh?
It's like 200 yards, right? It's 3.
They'll take range penalties.
200 yards plus no line of sight.
I don't know
Yeah.
how you figure they don't have line of sight.
They got line of sight, but they
Barrier.
got the barricade.
You got the
Barricade,
barricade, so
yeah.
you're going to get +2 for that.
It's
You're going to get
600
+2 for ranging. Right?
600 feet.
Yeah, they're going to get. They have a range problem. They have a barricade problem, but they're going to get a free shot on you as you guys approach.
Okay,
So
what's
they're
the,
gonna, they're gonna attack with a +1.
what's the negative? Like,
Two for the barricade and two for the range increment,
Right.
which means they shoot with a +1.
Well, as we,
That okay?
so I guess
This
we'll
might
find
be
out.
malfeasance.
Yeah.
I heard Jennifer laughing at me in the background.
I think this might be malfeasance.
Yeah.
My first
Yeah.
call malfeasance.
All right. Well, let's
she's gonna be
take a look at it. Judges say no malfeasance. I think we're okay.
This is why no one's ever called it before.
Judges
like
say no
I had
malfeasance.
guys looking at the
penalty.
best guys.
It's
and,
kind of like Monsanto. They do all their investigation internally.
We investigated ourselves and found no evidence of wrongdoing. All right, so let me take that shot. You know what? Because of the range increments, I think the range is probably bigger than +2. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it straight up at 0. Let's see what happens. Oh, natty 20.
Malfeasance!
But they do not confirm. So just a regular hit with their range things. This demonic goo begins falling amongst you as you are moving forward. They do what kind of damage?
2 points of damage.
Two.
It would be 2 points of damage to you as you guys run up.
And I knew it. They're flinging poo.
They're flinging dretch poo. It's demon poo.
That's going to be like with like a special range poo flinging.
600 foot.
Yeah.
All right. Take the barrier. Can we move our guys up to the barrier left, please?
I'm moving you right now. It's a poo-apult.
Yeah, I was thinking this is a line of sight issue because I was thinking this is a wall. But if it's a barrier, then it's probably man height or whatever. They can see over it.
Okay. You guys get to the barrier, and we do round 1 against the dretch. All right. So
All right.
they are +4 cover against thing. You guys have decreased the range so that they're back to +1.
Okay.
So
And
they will fight with their demon poo. Will get a +1. What do you guys?
Jennifer, you mind adding Stone Call this time?
And we'll get a +2, yeah.
All right, so you guys get +2 for that.
Plus, we have the Bless still, right?
Bless is still on, so +1 there.
And that so I think that puts us to +9 minus 2 for the. Am I right?
For
We're +8 normally. We get 1 from Bless, so it's +9. We get 2 from the spell, that's 11. We get -4 because of their cover.
+7.
Okay.
Down to 7, and then -2 for the range penalty, which is 5.
Wait. But do we also want to take a penalty for heal up?
Oh,
Yeah, and then we're going to take a -2. So we're at a 3 this time, but we're going to heal 3 points.
okay. You're down
So let me
to
just-
4 hit points of damage.
Are we sure we counted that right? Because I thought we'd be up. I got the +11, right? Because we got the Bless, the Stone Call,
And your normal
And our
bonus.
base attack.
normal bonus, right? That's so +8, +2, +1.
Right, that's
So
+11.
+11. -4 for the barrier.
Cover.
Minus 1 for the range, right?
No, it's 2 for range.
I thought you said we closed to 1 range. No.
I
It's one range
got
increment.
back 1 because you guys closed the range. I had
one
I had
range.
taken off 3.
I got it. I
Yeah.
heard that wrong.
So
Okay.
now we're both at -2 range.
40 foot. I'm not close enough to do stone call.
I'll give it to you. I'm going to assume you sort of sneak forward a little bit.
In the ruins.
Yeah, in the ruins. You're our sniper up front there. Okay, so +3. We
Yeah, we're at +3, and we heal.
Does,
3 this time.
does anybody else want to roll, considering he's missed twice in a row?
yeah, I would.
Please do.
Somebody else roll, please.
Yeah, that's what's called in logic puzzles, as Dan might point out. This is called the gambler's fallacy.
Yes.
yes, I see
Dan
that.
has a degree in mathematics and understands these things much better than the rest of us do.
And if anyone has seen me roll, they know that there is never anything.
Yeah, we're not letting Chuck anywhere near the die roll.
No,
Yeah,
Chuck
no,
should
no.
roll.
But Dan also plays D&D, so he's a natural gambler.
I am the anomaly to mathematics. They all roll crap.
Matter of fact, we want Chuck to roll for you, Les.
Judges say. I don't think so. All right, so you guys are firing at +3. I'm firing at +1.
All right, who's going to make the roll?
Dan.
Dan, +3.
Oh
Dan is-
dear.
Dan has been
Make
known
us
to roll
proud.
stuff back in the day.
No pressure, Fletcher.
No kidding. I usually need Farina to roll badly before I'll roll.
Now their defense value is.
Oh,
That's a
God.
miss.
Oh, no.
And here's me against you. Oh, also a miss.
Shoot.
Okay. You
So
got
the
that one out
exchange
of
of volleys
yeah.
does no
Okay.
issue though. We lost Stone Call though, right?
you lost stone
Yep.
call. So now you're down
so
to
this round we're at +1,
+1.
but we're still
Yeah,
healing
right.
3, which
You're gonna
means
heal again.
Which means after this round we've only got 1 point of damage, right?
1 point of damage, correct?
So
Right.
after this round we'll probably open up and attack normally.
Dan, do it honors.
I'm willing to try to. You tell me to stop. Ugh.
Oh, okay.
Better than still sucking.
Oh, that looks like a hit.
No, that's
Nope.
a 0.
That's a 0. You.
Oh, son of a bitch! Yeah, it is a 0. All right. I feel like I should get like at least 1 hit point off of you guys.
Okay, so Dan, do it again. This time you get a +3.
All right, this time you get a +3. You're not healing,
We're
correct?
not healing, so we're at 15 of 16 hit points.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah!
that's a hit.
Nice.
So that
Nice.
is defensive value is 14. That's
5 points of damage.
5 big points of damage against the Dretches. That's gonna hurt.
Ooh,
They are
Well,
down to
you-
4.
Fletcher
Fletcher
back to
uses-
murdering.
yeah. Fletcher uses spoon because it'll hurt more.
All right.
Yeah, what
now-
happened that round is we all look around and say, has anyone seen Fletcher? And someone points over, he's over in the middle of them.
Your dredge.
And the
Oh,
Dretches miss.
Yeah.
The effectiveness of your longbows have disrupted the Dretch lines.
Ioma Day has smiled upon us.
All right, next round.
Do we want to keep firing?
Firing.
Do we have
Ugh.
2 misses.
Oh.
The demon poo is getting thick in the valley.
That's just a bunch of crap.
Literally.
Next round.
How many?
Oh,
Do
come
we ever?
on.
Do we ever?
We rolled the exact same thing. Round and round. Look at this. You rolled
Wow.
2 5s. I rolled 2 9s. This is just
Not only that, yeah.
observers are just watching
Okay.
sheaves of arrows
Yeah.
and return sheaves of demon poo as they're flying over this little creek. The creek is getting full. Pretty soon it'll be flat.
Yeah, that's what's called a foul. It was on the line.
Hey, Dan, change it up. Do a +1 this time. That
We
way
should-
we're
yeah.
max health.
You
We
get a
should
full
fight
heal.
in the shade.
See if that,
Are you guys healing again, or?
Oh,
we just
yeah.
healed again.
We did, but
That still didn't.
I think we need a.
Oh, it's not gonna matter. Well, it's just 1 point. So you guys
1 point,
got
we healed and we lost.
you healed a
Yeah.
point back up to full, and then I took it away again.
We
So
close with them
I
and
thought the
finish.
healing was 3 points.
it is, but you
But
hit
we were
max.
only
You
down
were at
1.
max.
Yeah, we were only down 1.
Ah,
No, we're getting bonus guys now, Les. We have 20 extra guys that showed up.
What are you shaping them out of you? You're like, quick, get that poo and shape it into some rudimentary dudes.
Like Ioma Day is just teleporting them in from other locations.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. No, she's not. She doesn't want to do this. All right, so this round, you guys are at +3 again,
I don't know, are we?
Close?
or do you want to close?
No.
I think it's time for you to roll, Mike.
Can we roll?
Yeah, someone else
Mike,
take
Mike,
third.
Mike.
All right, Mike.
Okay. So we're going to heal again. We're going to heal again, right?
It's up to you. You got 1 point of damage.
Guys, you want to try heal again and leave the battle perfect health?
No.
No.
Don't heal?
Hmm.
Okay.
Don't be greedy.
All right.
+3. That is a
Damage.
miss,
Didn't do it.
and I missed.
Another
Next
same
round.
time?
I did this. Yep. You want to roll at the same time?
We're fully healed now. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Are we
rolling.
healed? All right, now.
You're down 1
Yeah.
point.
Do you want me to try and heal or just roll?
Oh, change it up. Try to heal.
Okay. We'll try a heal.
Okay. Nope.
We're max health.
You guys are max health.
Okay,
But
so now I'm
neither of
going
those
back
hit.
to the normal.
Are we ever going to run out of arrows?
That did it.
Oh, that was it. Hold on. Oh, and my miss. So
Oh,
And we
You
ended up
did.
max health.
nice.
that might do it. So their DV is 14. You rolled a 21. That's 7 points. They had 4 left. You have destroyed the Dretch army.
And we
Okay.
maxed
The canyon. The paladins rise up, put down their bows, and they're like, ah! They run forward, stomping out the survivors, sending the Dretches back to the abyss.
The Paladins run up to catch up to Fletcher.
At the campfire later, the paladins are gonna be like, "So why do we wear all this armor and shields? Because I think we should just go around with bows." I think
Well, you know, so it's just the weirdness of these particular rules. It's just
Yeah.
you know, I love Paizo stuff. I love Pathfinder, but some of their stuff seems like that maybe they let it out before they play tested it.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you ever read Knights of the Dinner Table, they had like these secret camps where they would test rules that occasionally a document would get out and be ratified as real, and Brian would torture the DGM with it. Yeah.
So yeah, these are strange rules. They I think they try. It's very sort of lightweight from the point of view of thing. I think Paizo came in, just to speculate a bit. I think Paizo came into this of developing mass combat rules as something that would have been very much, and as it is treated in this particular adventure, very much a sideline. This is not something that's going to take place all the time. I'm reminded of the Battleground World War II rules, which is skirmish level, rather than unit level. So a lot of military miniatures are unit level, and each individual guy represents 10 guys or 20 guys or 100 guys or whatever. Whereas skirmish level, each figure represents one dude. So you're, in Battleground World War II, you're fighting, squad to squad, platoon to platoon, as opposed to, company to company. I think they saw this as being something that they needed to have in case there was some instance where a DM needed to do this, and they wanted to include it in here as a sideline. But I don't think that they really seriously thought about making mass combat rules that would be used for mass combats on a regular basis. That's my feeling.
Maybe in Pathfinder 2.
Pathfinder 2, Electric Boogaloo? Yeah, I think...
The Revenge.
The Revenge. Cool. Excellent work. So you guys have defeated these guys.
Nice work, everybody.
Nice work, everyone. And you are at full health, so no casualties. I mean, you have a few wounded, but they're very quickly patched up and put to rights by their fellows. And everything seems to be good. This is a big battle for these guys. Frankly, you were outnumbered quite a bit, and it heartens these guys knowing. I mean, you could tell that morale was a bit tough going up through these canyons and heading toward Drazen. These guys are staunch warriors, but they know that they're going into. I mean, frankly, most of them think this is some sort of suicide mission. And having these victories against the Tiefling cultists and further the Dretch armies, I think is very much heartening them.
As a member of this party, I assume everything I do is a suicide mission.
As a member of this party?
Flashheart is always cheerfully volunteering for suicide missions.
We have to get a tape of that part in Return of the King, where Gimli says, "No chance of success, certain death. When do we begin?" I think I can't help but feel like that's like Flashheart's mantra.
Yeah.
So now we can loot and see if we can find any food or resources that we can take with us.
Exactamundo. You can loot this whole area.
I also want a dwarf elf rivalry with Fletcher on who has the highest body count in a given time.
All right, scavenging the field of battle. Turns up D6 units of food and water and 2 units of goods.
D6 units? D6
yeah, and I will let you guys roll that.
I'll try to roll it, unless somebody else feels lucky. And we get +6, right, on this food?
No. It's just a straight-up roll. What are you talking about?
We're going to heal guys while we try to look for the food.
Nice, 6 units. All right, so that adds to the total. Right now, the tally was. Hold on, I got to check my records. You had 43. This makes that to 49. So basically, you've got 10 days. Based on what you found here, you have 10 days worth of food.
Huh. We got some Dretch jerky, guys. I wonder what that's made of.
Dretch jerky, delicious.
I wonder what that's made of.
Let me check. I'm not sure what goods do for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But let's find out, shall we? Apparently, the mass combat rules have no idea what goods do for you. Hold on a second. No results. All right. Well, I don't know what goods do, but you have 2 units of them. So I'm going to write these down, and I'm going to look later to see what it actually means. I think it's like trade goods, like mirrors and beads and things like that. So you have those.
Beads for blankets.
We go magic
Beads and blankets. All right. So we're going to go back up to the path of Dresden.
Now we have enough to buy Manhattan Island.
There you go. That's what you want. All right. So you guys are here at Keeper's Canyon. Hold on, I gotta check my and you find that frankly, it's coming to the end. So you guys make your formations, put together your tents, and you figure this is probably as good a place as any. It's defensible. There's ruins here. You're not worried about sneak ups in the night. When you make your defensive capabilities, basically the paladins form the typical foursquare of a Roman. It's essentially they're set up like a Roman century, right? And they would do that sort of square ditch digging, that kind of thing, providing a barricades and stuff like that to
palisades and
to fortify the area. They're really good at it. It's not a large area, probably 200 to 300 square feet, but enough where there's enough room for tents and that kind of stuff, and they set watches. They have their own watches and that kind of stuff. Typically, you guys as a party have sort of set yourself around. One, Flashheart, as the overall commander of the Paladins of Iomade, would have his own tent, but you guys have always set yourselves up sort of separate from that in a place, and frankly, the Paladins have given you your space, and you typically have set up, for yourselves. That looks often as not looks like this.
The party tent.
So you have, basically a few tents put together, a fire. You guys are all sitting around it, and basically, chilling, as it were.
You can play some cornhole here.
As an aside, this is an adorable little representation of us, and the second thought I have is, why would Les just have this prepared just off the off? Show us this little idyllic scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys are putting together your meals and telling jokes, talking about all the cool things that you did during the battle, and Farina's talking about the stone call, and Bardos is saying, "Hey, I did some stuff too," and Chuck is like, "I did a really great bless, but I couldn't hit anything with my bow, I don't think." And Fletcher's like, "Me and my squad, we just went in through there and murdered anything that was left," that kind of stuff. And it's just a bit of quiet time, rest, maybe even a skin of wine makes its way around the edges of the campfire. But this is typically how you guys would have set yourselves up, as far as from the point of view of
I have my mandolin out. They pretend I know how to play.
You're always tuning that thing, and you never play.
Ding 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 ding. Turn
I'm not sure I think I might skip going up levels in Paladin and go right to Bard.
Going right to Bard. Well, you could go with the bass flute, like Doug's half dragon bard did. His actual half dragon bard. That was fun. There's nothing finer than a 54-year-old bearded man pretending to be a homo.
A pansexual reptile or pansexual reptile.
A pansexual reptile bard flute player.
Yeah.
He had more fun with that character than frankly was legitimate by any stretch of the imagination. But you guys are sitting around this campfire and this strangely convenient map. And everybody roll a perception check.
Oh, huzzah.
Especially those of you who are spellcasters.
Well, I'm a newly minted spellcaster, so
I don't know that I would consider that being a spellcaster. What did you take a level in? Oh no, your paladin level. You got paladin spells.
That's right, yo.
Paladins aren't really spellcasters.
Boom. Better recognize my 28 perception.
Fletch, what kind of spells are you casting? Oh, never mind.
You just said especially. You didn't say the rest can't.
All right. So who got the 16? Who got the 31 over there?
16 Bardos, Farina's 31.
Okay.
Preternatural with 16 as a bonus.
Chuck, what about you?
I'm sorry, what?
Give me a perception check as a spellcaster. Do you guys have any? Bardos is a wizard. Okay. The
17.
spellcasters don't seem to be paying a whole lot of attention, but you know who is? The elves. You guys are sitting around drinking, and the first thing that there's the other spellcaster does. Again, the spellcaster's apparently hitting the wine a little harder than is necessary. I believe Ilindar was leading you in several drow drinking songs.
Hey, those are amazing drinking songs.
Which are not only disgusting, but quite heartening to everyone around you.
The paladins are about to turn on us.
It's the elves who notice something strange. And Farina, you cast spells, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What's your caster level?
I'm able to cast second level spells.
Second level spells. All right. Give me a quick knowledge arcana.
He's a 4th level spellcaster.
Fourth level spellcaster? Okay.
At the same answer. I was working on it and you took it away. I do not have any knowledge arcana.
None at
You
all.
just get no bonus.
Yeah, just to roll it with a 0 then.
Okay. I can do that.
Send the 20 up there.
-2 to heal.
12. Okay.
I know.
Farina's the first, but Fletcher, you notice it too. There's a brief but perceptible change in the air nearby. It's almost as if it was some sort of like pop or it's almost as if there was some sort of like disturbance in the force. You're not sure what you heard. Farina especially, you're like, it smells like thaumaturgy, but I don't know what it is. It's almost as if there was some sort of like kind of magical burst or magical
Fart.
pop, something like that. Fart, yeah, fart. It actually made that noise. It just went fart. But something happened. You're not sure what, and frankly, no one else, especially the rest of the spellcasters, no one else really seems to notice. But something happened, and even so, Otto is sort of like, kind of interested. Something is spooked Otto. Storm uses your perception check. Is that correct, Mike?
Nope.
All right, roll me a perception check for Storm. Never mind. Storm is sleeping away. But Otto kind of starts to come to an alert. Farina, he's not like alerted, but something has disturbed him, and you're not entirely sure what. But you feel the same thing, like something has changed, something's different, something's new.
I look over at Farina, and do I notice her acting any different?
She seems to be like looking around. It's like when you hear something, but you're not sure where and you're not sure what. You kind of just sort of like look up into the sky a little bit and kind of look around. You see her doing that. You also see Otto kind of crawling forward. Otto was actually in the tent. Hey, there's something. What is that, Lothar?
The owl?
Owl, okay.
Is that just perception?
Yeah, that's his perception.
I'm going to send you a quick message. I forgot about your owl.
I forgot about Otto.
Not so good. Otto was asleep too.
Les, can I go ahead and cast resistance on myself? Give myself a...
Sure.
When something's up.
And I will also poke Flashheart.
I think
Give
I'm
him
gonna.
pushing noise.
I think I'm going to make a comment. I mean, I wouldn't just keep that under wraps, considering what we're doing and that we're likely being watched. And I'm going to just say I feel like something's changed. Be on your guard.
All right, Lothar, I'm sending you a message. So so Farina, you're casting resistance on yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to cast resistance on everybody I can touch.
So we were all just sitting around. We weren't sleeping yet, right?
We were chit-chatting.
Okay. Because just FYI,
Yeah, you guys weren't sleeping. I mean,
FYI, I did Storm wrong when we first started playing because I didn't know the class.
Okay.
Storm is only around when I'm conscious. So when I
really? It goes away. So you're
when I go
awake,
to sleep,
he's awake.
Storm goes away.
All right, but there wouldn't be a situation where you are awake but Storm is asleep.
Correct.
Storm doesn't need to rest in the traditional sense.
Correct.
Okay. Bardos, when you get a moment, give me a perception check for Baru. I keep forgetting that everybody has a freaking animal in this party.
It's a
Fletcher,
zero.
you got to get a pet of some kind. You too, Fletcher. We're stopping the game until you guys pick a pet.
I thought that Flashheart was Fletcher's pet.
Oh,
Did I miss something?
boy.
Peru
Not across the bow.
Peru got a 14.
Baru got a 14. Okay, Baru does not notice anything out of the ordinary.
Well, when I get that message, I'm going to alert everyone there is something in the woods to the north.
Okay, standing up.
How many people can I cast resist on touch? I mean, less than the time that I cast it on myself once per round. It's a 0 level. That would give
You could cast resistance. So we're not in combat or anything. So
What's the
rounds
what's
are
the
passing.
range of it, or
Yeah,
what's
you
the
can do it.
duration?
it's a minute, but if it gives us
Okay.
against, it's just
Well, 10 people in a minute.
shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah. I mean, so you get up and you're going around the fire and you're basically casting resistance on everybody.
Casually saying, I think something's up. Be aware. Be aware.
Okay.
And I'll use my scale on my sword.
And you said to the north?
Yes. In the woods to the north.
Bardos will send Baru out to stealth around and see what's up.
Okay.
Storm's just going to go.
Does Storm have scent?
I don't believe. Let me check. I don't think so.
Okay. Let me know if it does. Otto does, though, correct?
Otto does. I haven't sent him out yet, though.
Right.
Okay.
So does Baru. Baru's got some.
Okay.
Storm does not have scent. Although Storm does have dark vision, so can see in dark like it's daylight, for at least for 120 feet.
Okay.
No,
Baru-
Storm only has
wait,
60.
Storms has dark vision 120 feet.
No, Storm has 60 feet.
60
Ilindar has dark vision 120.
Okay.
So that's Baru's stealth check, 32.
Okay. Baru is very stealthy.
I'm sending Otto east to have him flank around, heading north, up and back.
Okay. Where's Otto going? That way?
Going east first, and he's going to head north.
All right. Hold on.
And while she's prepping, I'm going to go cast a spell on Storm.
And that's a 26 stealth on Otto.
Nice.
How many are these 5-foot squares?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
For Bardos or Baru?
For Bardos.
You get a +1. Oh no, because I probably didn't touch Bardos. Oh no, I touched Bardos. You get a +1.
Yeah, you would get a +1, Bardos.
No,
Okay.
probably good.
All right. I'm going to send you a message. But you know that now.
Okay, Bardos is going to say something is trying to charm me.
Fletcher's like, you're not even over here.
Oh dear.
Okay. At that stage, I'm just going to send Storm. I'm going to say, Storm, get in there and find what's in there.
Storm, go. All right, let's roll for initiative.
Do
Shall
initiative?
we? Yes, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay. Lothar, 19.
Yes.
Lothar, 15. Fletch, 18. Nice.
Plus 7. I must have gone up one.
We're still armored up, right, Les? We're not in our footy jammies or anything.
I don't know, man. So Bardos, are you the 13?
Bardos 13. Yep, Farina's 9.
Farina's 9. Who am I missing? Clutch, Illendar. Flash art, what'd you roll?
The medals from the
17.
I rolled a 17, but I'm asking if I'm armored because it'd be higher if I wasn't armored because we were getting ready for bed.
Man, sitting around the camp. What kind of armor do you wear? Is
I
it
wear
plate
plate,
mail?
maybe.
Is it something like that? Because you
Yeah,
would not be
plate.
wearing plate mail.
Frankly,
I'd be surprised if any of you were wearing any sort of martial armor. Leather armor, yes.
Yes,
But
I've got my leather armor on.
Okay, so chain mail or plate mail, I would say no. You guys are in the defensive square built by the Paladins. You guys feel pretty safe, frankly, or would have until something
Until
came
now.
noodling around.
Somebody's effing with our s'mores.
So who wears martial armor? So Farina, no. Lothar, what do you wear for armor?
Breastplate.
You probably have that off.
Yeah.
Flash art, what about you?
I'm probably wearing ducky jammies or something now.
Not even feet in those jammies.
Yeah.
All right, so you probably have your armor off. Bardos, do you wear armor?
No.
Fletcher?
But I'm sure I'd have my shield nearby along with my sword and magic helmet.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, you'd probably shield legit, helmet probably. You could slap that. I mean, basically, I'm thinking that you would slap them back on, but you would not have time to put on armor. What about you, Illendar? You don't wear armor, do you?
Chain shirt.
Chain shirt. You would have that off, dude.
Okay.
All right. And Farina, do you wear armor?
This might be a good time to remind you, Les, that
Actually,
oh,
I have a breastplate too, I believe, but I wouldn't have it on.
You wouldn't have it on. And Dan, did you say you took yours off?
No, mine should be on. I got leather.
You just wear leather. Okay. So yeah. So anybody who has metal armor
Studded
typically
leather.
would have it off. Even studded leather, it's a gimme. You probably wouldn't have bed down in it, but you weren't bedded down yet, so you probably still have it on.
You don't know me.
Have you ever laid down in a boiled armor cuirass with studs in it?
He wants
I have, and I'll tell you what, it's uncomfortable as fuck.
hey, Les, just a reminder that within 10 feet, everybody gets a bonus to their fear-based morale checks.
Fear-based morale checks within 10 feet. All right, you know what? I'm gonna just from you. I may just put are you enacting that to make sure everybody is fearless?
I got it at 3rd level anyway, so I always have it on. But I thought this would be a good time to remind you.
Okay, so 10-foot radius, did you say?
10-foot radius, yeah.
All right, let's take a look at what that looks like. That's that. See the green?
Yep. It's not fantastic, but it's something.
All right. So first up would be Lothar. Lothar, give me a perception check. 16 perception. Actually, you know what? All right. Nope. This is right. Hold on a second. Where is it? Okay.
So, Mike or Les, quick rules check. If somebody were invisible and tried to charm somebody, that
would be that would be an offensive action. It would
Offensive act.
negate the invisibility.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Lothar, you are looking around to the north. Give me a quick perception check for your owl too, which has come back. By the way, I got you an owl out of the toy box. Okay, so you and the owl are sort of like right here, looking to the north.
I don't see the owl. I see it on your screen where you're sharing, but I don't see it on the player screen.
That little black thing, the owl? That's
It's this thing right here. Can you see it? You should be able to move it.
Not on the player, unless it's in. No, it's not under me.
Yeah, you got to put it.
It's not in.
Oh crap! It's on the wrong thing. Sorry.
on
Hold
the
up. Hold everything. There you go.
Just be grateful he didn't give you a crystal dildo.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The days of the crystal dildo. Long past, but we remember them fondly. I am somewhat hamstrung by what's available from an image standpoint on the internet. Sometimes, if you fight a crystal creature, it's going to be a dildo. There's nothing I can do.
You're getting a dildo.
It just is. It's going to be a
Whatever you
dildo.
say, Pervo.
All right, so can you see it now?
Yes, now I can see.
You should be able to move it, and you should be able to add its hit points and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So you guys are both looking to the north, and you don't see or hear anything except for Flashheart sort of like slapping his helmet on and getting his sword and shield out and going, what's out there? What's out there? And everybody else sort of like sneaking over towards the woods. So what do you do?
Who's first?
I'm going to send the owl into aerial recon.
All right, so what does that entail? Is that something you've trained him to do?
Yes, it's one of his skills. So basically, he just goes up and flies a circle around and lets me know.
Goes straight up and circles around and tells you what he sees.
Yeah, circle the party, let us know. But at this point, the area we're reconning is us, and just whatever this creature was he saw. So
he's gonna. He didn't see a creature. He sort of it's an owl, so he more like heard a creature.
Okay.
So he hasn't seen him yet.
He's going to go up and try to provide information as to where it might be.
All right, so he's looking around the whole area.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Around this camp.
Okay,
So.
give me another perception check at the end of that for the owl. 14. Okay, he's not seeing anything. So, and it probably has to do with that 23 that I rolled. Fletcher, you're up. So before we go, Lothar, are you going to do anything else? You're going to move? You're going to cast a spell? You're going to?
Yeah, I'm going to take a 5-foot step towards Flashheart.
Okay.
And cast Sanctuary on myself.
Sanctuary on yourself. Okay, so Sanctuary protects you. Are you? Now, do you have to select an enemy at that time, or is it just
an enemy has to make a will save to be able to even see him to attack him.
even go? All right, so
Otherwise, they just ignore him.
they just ignore him. So an opponent attempting to directly attack must accept a will save.
When you took a step towards me, does it impact me in some way?
No.
No. So,
I'm
so
just
are you
getting
saying
next
that
to-
he may not even be able to see him?
Got it.
Effectively, yeah, they ignore him if they don't make their will save. If
He's not invisible, but they just don't notice him.
Right.
He's got a somebody
Okay.
else's problem field up. An SCP
All right.
field.
Gotcha. He's got an SCP field. All right. All right, boy, I haven't heard an SCP deployed for a long time. All right. Cool. So you cast Sanctuary, so you are protected. Fletcher, what do you do? Now you are next to Ilindar. Storm's in front of you. You guys are sort of sitting around over there in the little trees that are on the sort of to the north of you. What do you do?
Well, since I don't see or hear anything, I'm going to pause my turn, and wait until Storm goes.
So you're gonna wait? You're gonna delay?
Wait and watch Storm. Yeah, delay and move my pointing around until after Storm.
Okay. Flashheart. Lothar's next to you. You're next to the fire. You've got your shield in your hand, your helmet on your head, but you're looking over at your armor going, man, I wish I had that on.
Just out of curiosity, I know we're in the square and we're going to handle this ourselves. But if I had to call for help from the guards, how many rounds before they would arrive?
5 or 6, 30 seconds. A lot of them are sleeping. The guards are around the perimeter. You guys are in this like in the middle.
I want. We'll work on our drill times. All right. I will.
5 or 6 rounds is only 25 to 30 seconds. In my book, that's a pretty good response time.
Since everybody's kind of heading that way, I'm gonna start moseying to the left a little bit to help provide a flank, but not too far that I can't charge into whatever it is if it's required.
All right. So you're looking around over there.
Yeah. Also, this would be I don't think we have the element of surprise whatever this thing is, so I'm gonna dial up radiance here to give me full flare, which I think is also a 10.
Oh, so you're firing up radiance, and it is giving light.
Yeah, golden light. Shed a light spell on command. A light spell is a lot longer than 10 feet, isn't it?
It's 20 feet.
Okay.
So it's the same radius as the green you're in.
I thought my green is 10 feet.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it is 10 feet. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Let me give you a little bit of that too.
Give me all my radiances.
There you go.
All right. So,
Jennifer, are you laughing at me again?
No.
I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Who's laughing at somebody?
My whole ego is just deflating when I hear you giggling in the background. You know, I've spent 50 years building this ego to something, and you're just puncturing it.
Yeah, I'm laughing at my husband.
What's he doing?
You don't even want to know.
All right. All right. So we'll leave it at that. So you're shedding light in the yellow area. I'm actually going to change the color of the green one so it's a little bit.
yeah.
So it's a little.
Ooh,
That didn't work.
No,
I don't like that one.
That didn't work. Hold on. Try something else here. Let's try that one here. See how that looks. There we go.
Pink.
All right.
Ooh, now it looks like a bullseye.
Yep.
Here comes
It does
the
indeed
sun.
look like a bullseye, doesn't it?
Well, it also looks like the sun from the cartoon of Lion King.
right, so
Mania.
Radiance is shedding light in that area, so most of you, at least those of you, well, anybody who has dark vision or regular vision can see Flash Art certainly, and the area around him pretty well. Flash, is that all you're doing? You moved and you fired up radiance, and you're sort of like looking around.
Yeah, I mean, I can detect evil, but I have to have an object or a person to look at before I can detect it. So I don't think I have I don't think I have a radar.
You can detect a cone
Detect what?
in a cone, so you can say
I can.
I'm
Okay.
detecting that direction, and it's like a
Cone.
I don't know 30-degree cone, 60-degree cone, something like that.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's the case. Let's close this one off here first and do this side of the cone.
All right, go ahead. You don't have to roll anything. You do not detect evil in that
I
direction.
did not hit the battleship.
You
Miss.
did not hit the battleship. All right. Ilindar, you're next to Fletcher. Fletcher's like, I'm gonna wait for Storm to figure something out. What are you gonna
What
do?
to do?
Well, I point Storm this direction, and
Okay.
Storm starts heading off that direction, looking around.
Okay. All right, give me a perception
I want
check,
to go
Storm.
up a few feet and look. So both of us perception.
Yeah, give me perception checks.
Nice.
Which one's Storm? Oh, okay. Ilindar, Storm is stomping around in the bushes and doesn't see much of anything at all. Ilindar, you, with 28 perception, you're like, wait a second. And you look around sort of behind you, and you're like, man, I could. And then you look back and you see Lothar sort of standing there, and you're like, it must have been Lothar, that kind of stuff. You sort of thought you heard some noises, but you look, some sort of like surreptitious stepping. But you look back and you see Lothar there, and you're like, it must have been Lothar.
Who says that? Ilindar? Who thinks
Yeah.
that?
He
He's way
thinks
up there.
that.
Well, he doesn't say it. Yeah, he thinks it. His perception check basically thought he heard something, looked around, saw Lothar over there by the tent, and was like, it must have been Lothar that I heard.
Oh, then that's the extent of what we do.
Okay, Bardos.
Wait, hold on. That should be my turn next.
Is that when you were waiting till?
Yeah, I was waiting for Storm to act.
Okay, so you are coming in after Ilindar.
Wait, who's
Got it.
coming in? Lothar?
No, Fletcher just delayed.
Oh,
I
okay.
just delayed. I'm going to move in this direction because nobody else did.
All right, so you're going to go out there, roll a perception check. $25. Does Otto like you, Fletcher? Or Farina, does Otto like Fletcher?
That's
As a
probably
friend.
would be his favorite character.
Okay, so
Outside of you.
off to your left, you at first you hear something, and then you look over and you see Otto very cautiously and very quietly sort of step out of the underbrush, and he makes this sort of like noise at you, just like, "Hey, it's me." Remember, Otto is black, very stealthy. He pops out of the underbrush, and you're just like, "Oh God!" And you're just like, maybe just the teensiest bit of pee might have escaped you.
I might have to clean my leather armor.
It's a teeny. It's a dram of pee. But yeah, but it's just Otto, and you spot him in there, and he's like, makes a low growl sound, like, "Hey, I'm here. Just don't do anything stupid."
But other than that, nothing.
All right, Bardos, you're still by the fire, huh?
Baru is right next to Fletcher too. I mean, he's like,
yeah, but Baru is a rat. He's this big. Otto is a Black Panther.
And I just stepped in front of.
Wait, so but Baru's stealth, I mean, and frankly, Baru is 20 feet away from Fletcher. He would have noticed Otto, who's 10 feet away, much more sooner than Baru. He has no idea Baru.
So has Baru smelled anything or sensed anything? And
give me a perception check.
He's smelling half elf pee right now.
just a hint, a misting, if you will.
A quarter dram of elf pee.
That's what makes the ale taste so good. 21. All right. So Baru definitely smells Storm. Definitely smells Illendar. Definitely smells Fletcher, and to a large extent Otto as well. Nothing else. I mean, he's well aware from an olfactory sense of everyone around him, but he does not smell any other creatures in the woods here. Okay.
Well, I guess Bardos is not. I mean, I guess I'll roll a perception for Bardos just to try to sense anything. He's got a better one. Let's see here.
Nice.
Ooh, 29. All right, Bardos, I'm sending you a message.
We lost Andrew. Is he going to come play, you think, Les?
I think so. Did he bail?
Yeah, he sent a message that he had to log off.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It came over Zoom chat, which none of us really use, but it made a orange box on my screen go up. I was like, what the hell was that?
Oh, yeah, I see that here, yeah.
Yeah, I think Andrew may join us.
I thought
and Joe Marcos too.
I thought maybe he was who you can introduce us to in the woods here. Be like a dryad or something. New party member.
That we were almost about to kill.
Yeah. That's how you get indoctrinated. First we have to beat on you first. And it's like a game.
Yeah, we got to have arena night. So just as a side note, we used to have something called Arena Night, where it was like, we would have this thing where everyone could bring their player characters, any monster they wanted to play, that kind of stuff. And we built like a miniatures arena on the table, and you could challenge anybody. So you would say, my character from one campaign wants to challenge this guy's character from another campaign in a one-on-one battle or a two-on-two battle or whatever. It was all holds barred. It was there was some wagering too.
That must have been highly entertaining.
It was fantastic. We would say, people would get in arguments during regular game, and they'd be like, "Hey, save it for Arena Night, man." I got my butt kicked in Arena Night by Devin Bradley. That pissed me off. He was I had this powerful cleric. He had a magic user, and he did a thing where he what is the spell called?
Rope trick.
Rope trick. So he goes up in the rope trick, and he's shooting fireballs and magic missiles at me from outside of the rope trick, and they would suck back in, so I couldn't get him. Man, he pissed me off.
Wow, and you still remember this?
Oh yeah, I'm taking that one in my grave.
I bet the best part is you tell straights this at barbecues and stuff. And then he used a rope trick on me. Like,
then he used a rope trick on me. And I had to kill him.
Yeah, Les, thanks for inviting us. We got.
All I have to say is nobody's seen Devin Bradley in a very long time.
And I rolled an 8, and he rolled a 12.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, and Marla just looks at us like.
That happened once to me in Denver when I was out with a client for dinner, and some of my old D&D party rolled up in front of a mall that we and they started talking about an old game. Like, I love you guys, but let's save it for a little later.
Gotta go.
I go.
All right, Bardos, I sent you a message.
Yep, I got it. So
All
Bardos
right.
is going to go 10 feet. Oh, let me move. Bardos is going to move about half a move to there. And he is going to say, you guys move back. There's something in by the fire.
By
Particularly
the fire?
where both are. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's what he'll say.
Oh my goodness.
And he'll be pointing in the direction of the fire or towards Lothar or wherever you heard.
What? So where I just left from now that's behind us?
That's what Bardos thinks. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So that's what you do, Bardos. You doing anything else?
How do we do perception? Is perception a regular action or is it it's an action, right?
I think perception is a free action.
It's a free action.
Yeah. I don't count it. So you've got a move action under your belt. You still have a standard action if you want to cast a spell or something.
Okay. Let's see. I don't really have anything I want to do. I'm done.
Okay. Farina, are you in the tent?
I'd like to ask you that because you started me here, and I'm wondering, am I like chilling on the tent because I'm bored? Or...
Well, it's pretty. Just in general, I mean, the ways of elves are strange to us.
Are you doing an
But
Elvish
in
Sudoku?
general, I've
Sudoku?
never known an elf to like sleep on top of the tent.
Yes.
So in this case, I feel like you're like at least you would have started out like in it or in the. So you know how I mean the tents are all sort of gathered around the fire. You probably would have been sitting sort of in the doorway of the tent,
Doing a Sudoku.
doing a Sudoku, sharing some wine, eating some cheese, soaking up some rays.
Even though nobody has mentioned that they're hearing sounds by Lothar, I'm not going to metagame, so I was planning on moving behind.
Well, give me a perception check first.
Okay.
Well, if we're going to metagame, we can come up with all different theories of why Bardo says that.
I'm assuming you guys are coming up with a ton of different theories now.
Who rolled the 29?
That was
I read it on the
Bardos'
internet, so it has to be
perception
true.
check.
Okay.
Ooh, 27. All right. Now, Jennifer, I'm going to send you a message. You can read the. Do I need to send them to you specifically? I'll just send them.
Bardos and Jennifer, yeah.
Inside the house.
Can you see? Did you see the message that I sent Gordon a minute ago?
Don't trust Bardos.
The one that's Bardos, Gordo, Farino, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send to the same place.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very positive.
Well, I'm just saying we don't metagame with them. I mean, we see each other's messages. Although that one did cause me to speak out loud. Dun, dun, dun.
We can hear Les typing away feverishly his well-crafted flavor text.
My well-crafted flavor text
Okay.
comes to naught.
I holler out free action. Lothar, behind you. Southwest, 10 feet. Or that would be what? 9 o'clock, I get now? 7 o'clock?
Isn't that the name of the...
8-ish.
Isn't that the name of the Dretch commander there?
It is.
Ugh.
And then I'm going to call Otto.
Cobra Commander behind us.
But you don't see it. So, Flashheart, you don't see it. So Farina, I mean, do you yell this at
I'm going
Fletcher?
to literally yell behind you and to the southwest or whatever way. I think I'll get him to like over your left shoulder. He's kind of on his tent too, so I'm not sure.
So you just yell, Lothar behind you to the southwest at 8 o'clock. There's, that kind of stuff. All right. So what I'd like is Ilindar, Bardos, and Flashheart. And and Fletcher to all roll a perception check to see if you hear Farina.
Okay.
Illinois, yes. Fletcher, yes.
I don't think I need to detect evil on that one. 1 second. Mm-hmm.
Bardos, yes. Flashheart, you might be the only one. Flashheart, yes. Everybody heard Farina. Farina's like, Lothar, look out behind you. There's some jackass, sneaking up on you.
Why are you wearing that red shirt?
Why are you wearing that red shirt? Lothar, you definitely hear it. So you hear her say this, and I assume that you whirl around and look, and you see a guy behind you, medium-sized, wearing a sort of dark, mottled colored yellow and black cloak. The thing that you notice is his very dark skin and 2 horns coming out of his forehead.
He's wearing a Holocaust
Can you guys see him, what he looks like?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Lothar, you whirl around and you see him. He was definitely sneaking up on you. He has a scimitar in his hand. And it looks pretty sharp. All right. Farina, are you going to do anything else?
I'm moving Otto. I double moved Otto.
Whoa!
Double move.
So how did he get around? Did he kind of come around?
He had 100 feet. It was pretty easy to come around the outside.
Kind of came around this way?
Yeah.
Okay, and then down. All right.
Yeah, and then I'm going to move. Actually, I'm not going to move. I am going to take some cover here. I guess, so we established I'm here. So would this be a 5-foot step? And I can get a little bit of cover from my tent?
That would definitely be a 5-foot step.
And then I'm going to go ahead and knock an arrow and shoot.
Oh.
Or can I just pull the bow up?
Yeah, 5-foot step. Yeah.
Move action pulls the bow out, and attack action, standard action fires.
Yeah, but if you take a 5-foot step, you can't take another move action.
All right, then I'll.
No, you can't move.
No, I was just going to do
You can use the move action to take the bow out and then fire with a 5-foot step.
Well, that's some tricky legalese. All right, I'll allow it. Yeah, you can fire a single arrow.
Single arrow.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, that will hit.
One arrow only will finish the night.
One arrow only. And just put him down. Shunk, gets it right in the forehead. Go ahead and roll damage. 10 points.
Oh, and I get that's okay. I didn't need it. I was flanking, so it's all right. It's good.
So is that? Tell me, is your bow magical?
It is not.
Are your arrows magical?
They are of the magically replacing themselves magic.
Okay, that's a great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the damage. I want you to watch his health bar.
Not move because of DR.
Did the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, DR. Sorry.
That's okay. I distracted him.
Yeah, well, he's looking at you now. I mean, he was sneaking up on Lothar, and he was gonna try and just like cut him in half. But now that you yell out, Lothar, look around, and it's almost in the same movement. You kind of like go to the side, and boom, and you hit him. But he sort of like puts up a hand. He looks over at you, and it's almost in slow motion. He sort of just goes with a hand, and poing, and it kind of goes off. You hit him, but as far as you can tell, it did no damage.
Boo.
Now it's his turn. He looks at you, and
I'm going to need a will save, aren't I?
potentially, yeah. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm outside the 10 feet.
Has our minute been extinguished? How many rounds are in a minute?
10 rounds.
Oh, we got some time.
All right, so he is going to look at. He's doing a cone. I would love it if they had cone-shaped templates that we could put on here.
How do they not have that? They gotta have that. Half the spells are cone shaped.
They have cones. All right, so this is a
Keep it a crystal.
30-foot cone-shaped burst. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So it's a little bigger than that even. How's that even possible?
Yeah.
All right. This is a cone-shaped burst. So whoever is in that... Oh, it's not going to... All right, hold on. He wants to get Farina.
What is it, a stealth fighter?
He was stealthing, yeah. So
No, I mean, that's like a stealth fighter silhouette.
Oh, no, it's just a weird cone that I got. All right, that'll do it. That'll get her. No, it's gonna... He's gonna make me waste this whole move. All right, here we go. He's gonna move to there, and he's going to cone-shaped burst. That's gonna get Lothar. Is there anybody else in there that he gets, or is it just Lothar and Farina?
Yep, everybody else is outside the cone.
Okay, so he gets Lothar and Farina in that. It is called a Crushing Despair. It is a will save and any spell resistance you have. So I need a will save from you.
I called the right item that was going to attack us, but the wrong place to be.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, Lothar, you didn't get any either. Now, Sanctuary precludes attacks, right?
Well,
even with a targeted spell?
He has to make a will save if he was trying to get him in the range of that. Otherwise, he ignores Lothar.
Okay, so I have to make a will save. So what is the DC?
15.
Lothar, did you include your +1? I don't know if it makes a difference at 11. From resistance.
25. I made it. So he can target you normally despite the Sanctuary. So Crushing Despair, you missed your save. An invisible cone of despair causes great sadness in the subjects. Each affected creature takes a -2 penalty to attack, saves, ability checks, skill checks, and damage. So Lothar, you are crushed by a wave of depression because suddenly you are remembering your friend and mentor. Somewhere in Kenebris, may be dead, but you feel like you have failed him somehow. Here you are, so far away, not finding him, and you failed him, and you feel this sort of depression, this sense of guilt and anguish take your ability to make good saving throws away from you. Farina, you feel a similar kind of thing about your uncle, who was in Kenebris, is probably dead. And even though you set up his
apothecary,
you're thinking, what is this the right way that I should be going to help my uncle who may still be alive? I've abandoned Kenebris. I've abandoned him to throw my lot in with these idiots and go to Dresden. What am I doing? And it also sucks away your ability to make good saving throws. So you're both affected by Crushing Despair. -2 on everything.
What did we have to roll to beat that, Les?
It was a DC 19.
Woo.
Yeah, so pretty badass. The good part is he can only do it once a day. So, top of the order, Lothar. Wallowing in self-pity. Crushed by depression.
Dude, I'm a Viking with a 10 strength. Depression is my life.
That's awesome.
You can kiss my skinny Olfin butt.
So I'm guessing you're trying to work your way through it. That's awesome. Kiss my skinny Olfin butt. All right. What do you do?
10, 15, 20.
You see this guy. He's 10 feet away. Yeah. But the fact that you're feeling this, I mean, there's a piece of you in the back of your mind that recognizes that this is some sort of spell effect. But the reality is it's hard to even fight it.
Okay, I'm going to move over here.
Okay, you're going to run over there, pass it around the fire, next to Farina.
Yeah, and give me just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Align Weapon on her bow.
Okay. And what alignment are you choosing?
Good.
Good. Okay. So that would affect DR.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Excellent work. All right. Flash heart. So you heard Farina yell out. You don't see anything, but you also saw Lothar. You kind of looked around. And you see Lothar sort of trucking across by the fire. You're not sure what's going on down there, but something's up.
All right, I'm gonna do a double move to get down to the fire. Well, actually, how far are these squares?
These 5 feet.
So I don't think I need to. 5, 10, 15. I'd move 25, so I don't even have to do a double move, right? I can close to basically right outside the fire line here, right? I get myself.
So you move. Well, you're not. You don't have your armor on, so you might be able to move
Yeah,
faster.
your speed's 30 right now.
You'll be at 30,
10,
I think.
15, 20, 25. Oh, so by 25, I'd see this guy, right? And
Well, give me a perception check. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Well, yeah, you might see him as you stumble across. Yeah, you see him as you.
Well, then I would close with. I would close with him and attack.
Okay, so you get a single attack. Let me just check and make sure he doesn't have reach with anything.
I am, of course, going to smite evil on him.
Ah, firing up the smite evil. Excellent.
Your mind tricks will not work on me, demon. I am foolishly fearless.
And you do recognize him. He's not a tiefling. He is a demon.
Yeah, so.
Of some sort, but one that you may not have seen before.
Nice Holocaust cloak you're wearing there.
All right, go ahead and roll. You're trying to attack him, hit him.
Okay, so let's see. I got the smite. So that's as my charisma. That's +5, right? Or +4 for that.
Yeah.
And then just make sure I added it correctly here before I make my roll.
You all right there, Dan?
Me, yeah.
All right, you look like you were nodding off there for a second.
No, I'm doing calculations in my head.
Oh, okay.
There's no other bonuses are cast on us. No other bonuses are cast on us, right?
No, not at this point.
And I get one more from my dexterity back because I'm not wearing armor, so +9. Boom. Whoop, rolling the dice slowly. 21.
21's a hit.
All right.
You come up and radiance rises and falls onto this demonic creature.
And let's see. I think besides the bonuses for smite evil, I don't get anything else from smite, right? He doesn't do any more.
You get some damage. I think it's
you get damage bonuses. Okay. Yeah, absolutely you do.
But 2 points of damage per level. Oh, 2 points of damage per level. So that's going to be 8 extra points of damage.
Bypassing all DR.
Well, he's wielding radiance, so that would have done it anyway.
So that's 1d8 +8, and plus my strength bonus.
Yes, and yes. So your strength bonus is what? +3, right?
Yep. So that's going to be 1d8 plus
11.
Plus 11.
16 points, bypassing DR, which is pleasant. All right, I am going to minus that. Here you go. Watch the red bar, everyone.
It hurts, yes.
It hurts, yes. So, all right. So Flashheart scores a definitive hit. Illendar, you see Flashheart run across there, yell out for Highbury, and then attack.
I'm gonna ask this demon to engage in repartee because this is pretty dull so far from you, stealth demon.
Do you have any charging mottos that you yell out for, like by the rose and the light?
No.
What's
by Iomadi's ass, I smite you.
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Fup or whatever.
That doesn't sound like Iomade.
Fup.
A little. It kind of little does.
Okay.
I will fup you up.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step and then cast acid dart or acid splash at him.
Okay. Give me a percent.
Holy crap,
Louise! All right, so potential crit
with an acid splash. What a waste.
21. You critted. You critted an acid splash. You big wiener. All right, hold on. I gotta get the chart now.
It got in his eye.
It might have. You never know. All right.
And he maxed damage on both shots.
He did. He got max damage. It was some pretty solid critting there, my man. All right, I crit. Here we go. Let's check out and see what happened here. All right, magic. Eye burn. Got him in the eye.
Turned it.
Normal damage. So in this case, max damage, or double damage. So 6 points. And target is blind for 1d4 rounds.
Jeez.
That could hurt me. Hold on.
Use some Visine.
2 rounds. So he is blind now for 2 rounds. You suck. As acid splashes up into his eye.
Who wasn't it called that before it happened?
That was Fletcher.
That was Fletcher called that. That was Dan. Holy cow.
It's Dan. Nice.
Nice
call, dude.
Have you ever been a psychic?
Have you ever been?
Okay. And then Storm's going to do a double move and get down to right here.
All right, so she runs down there. That's a double move. She will not get an attack.
Correct.
After Ilindar is Fletcher.
So,
All right,
you know, I just want to say Flash Art took the only spot I could reach in my full move. And then Storm just took the spot I was going to take next. So
what are you going to do? You're just gonna sit with this? You might just well sit this one out.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Well, you've got Otto right here.
Flank him.
Yeah.
So you could probably come around here. I'm sure
I can
Otto will
move.
close.
Yeah, with 80 feet of movement, double move, I can like snake around a couple times over and end up here.
All right, so you're going to go there. Okay. Cool, but
Actually,
no attack in this round, right?
No attack, yeah.
All right. Bardos and Baru.
Actually, that's still a flank.
Hope so.
He's human size, so it's not going to be a flank.
That is a flank.
How do you figure?
Because you use this whenever you go from the middle of your square to the middle of someone else's. If it passes any other square, that's a flank.
How can you? That seems wrong.
That's the Pathfinder rules.
Well, they see.
They show it in a drawing in the book.
Do they really? They actually show this?
Almost this exact situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Discuss it once a month.
Hate you guys. All right, flanking. Hold on a second.
It's just a reality you don't want to accept, Les.
Regardless, we still have a whole nother round to go because I can't attack this time.
All right, you can't attack this time. All right, you get a flank. Passages. All right, Bardos. So you move over by Lothar, and Baru chases around behind you. What are you doing otherwise?
A large person on Fletcher, I think.
Are you within range?
Yeah.
Okay, a large person on Fletcher. Yeah. All right, so Fletcher, you feel yourself getting bigger and meaner as you grow to immense size in response to Bardos's frankly unasked for spell. I'm assuming you're getting used to this by now, though. All right, great. So what about Baru? Is Baru just going to hang out near you?
Yeah, he's just coming back to me.
All right, perfect. Farina. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to send him around the periphery just to check to make sure there's nothing else
Okay.
around. So he'll do a double move around.
All right, which way is? Oh, he's going that way. Okay, so goes off to the east, kind of.
Yep.
Okay, give me a perception check. My stupid contact lenses are giving me driving me shitballs here. 13. All right, yeah. As far as Baru can tell, there's nothing in those woods. All right, Farina.
Misses with her now good bow. Looks at Lothar and says, I don't know, man. What's the point?
Well, there's a lot of people around there. You're trying to thread the needle. You probably had a couple go sideways and just got to fling off into the thing. It happens.
And Farina's going to take a bite out of this one's
All right. Was that a 5-foot step or no?
No, Otto. I took a 5-foot step. And
Oh, okay. So Otto's going to come and try and take a bite?
Yeah.
Excellent.
He has flanking.
He definitely has flanking. Everybody has flanking now because of you. You flankified the whole region.
Wow.
Whoa, natural 20. Confirm the
Come
crit.
on, crit.
Wow.
17 is not going to confirm. However, you will get exploding dice.
Oh, so I get my damage twice?
Oh, good.
If you roll max damage on whatever dice that you roll, you'll get to roll again. Not roll max damage, but you did hit him. Problem is again is damage reduction, which invalidates the entirety of that roll.
Oh. Flank him.
He has really good damage reduction. So if there's ways that you can get ensorcelled up, for example, Flash Art with Radiance can bypass damage reduction. Farina, now that your bow has been aligned, probably bypass damage reduction.
I didn't realize even bites. Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, but no, even natural attacks, yes. And now it's my turn. Right now, he's super pissed at Flash Art, so he is going to attack him. He brings up his very shiny-looking scimitar and is going to do a full attack action on you.
Being blind, what's his negative for that?
Oh, shit! Wait, let me check and see if he has blind fight.
No,
even if he hits, he's got a 50-50 miss chance.
He does not have blind fight.
Haha, you cookie cutter character, you have no feats.
All right, so he's still going to take. He's trying desperately with one hand to wipe the acid out of his eyes and swing his scimitar wildly with the other. He's at Flash Art 20 and wait, that's wrong.
Jesus.
That's wrong. Ignore that 20.
Okay.
I'd be happy to.
And 20 and 26.
If I'm not wearing armor, I think both hit. Because I have a shield, so normally I'd have a 23, but I'm not wearing armor.
So yeah, I'm betting that 20 and 26 would both hit.
Yeah, I think so.
You got a 50-50.
All right, but I'm blind, so I have a 50-50 miss chance. So I'm going to let you call it. What hits you, high or low?
Hi.
High hits, correct?
Yep.
Oh, one hit with his scimitar. He just gets you with the scimitar just swinging wildly and manages to land a hit for 10 points of damage.
Ow. Bastard.
As his incredibly sharp scimitar slams into you.
Watch my health bar.
All right, but he is blind.
Ow!
All right. Top of the order, Lothar, you are right there. You see this creature rubbing acid out. You can see the smoke coming off of his eyebrows and whatnot. You can see him kind of looking, trying to get his eyes to work again.
Okay, I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And cast Magic Weapon.
Okay. Where are you casting it?
On Fletcher's weapon.
On Fletcher's weapon. So you are in source, and that gives +1, right?
Yes, and it also makes it magic, so it bypasses DR.
Bypasses DR. So Fletcher, you now have a +1 magical weapon that bypasses DR. Lothar, excellent work.
And I'm going to move Siggy around to do his aerial recon in this lower left section.
All right, give me a perception check.
Ziggy?
Siggy?
Siggy.
As far as Siggy's concerned, that demon is the only creature in the area. Besides you guys.
That's short for Sigap. Is he a frat guy?
No, I looked up traditional Old Norse Viking names, and it's Sigurd, Sigurd, but I have no idea how to pronounce that correctly, so it's...
Siggy.
Siggy. All right, he does not see any other guys other than you guys in this one demon, which he sees quite a bit.
Okay.
All right.
Mean that we're in the blessed circle? What does that do for us now? Or in?
So the yellow circle is the light that is being radiated by Flashheart's sword radiance. The pink circle is the aura of courage that Flashheart is emanating, which gives you bonuses to your fear-based saves. Okay. All right. That's Lothar. Doing anything else, bud?
That's all I can do.
Flashheart. Now is the time to deliver.
All right.
Now is the time to send this horrendous demon back to the abyss. Sarenrae, Iomedae demands it.
Smiting evil.
Iomedae Volt. Iomedeus Volt.
3, 8. Right.
18 is going to hit. Just barely, but that's a hit.
All right.
So you are smiting evil, so remember that from the damage point of view.
Yep.
So it's plus 8. It's D8 plus 11, right?
Yep, plus 11.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, 14 points of damage, which would it's still pretty good. Bypasses DR.
Wait, did I get anything for flanking bonuses too? I don't know if it mattered there, but because everybody's
you hit.
not. It still it was flanking bonuses to hit, not to damage.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so you're good. Excellent. So 14 points of damage as you slash him with radiance in response to his scimitar, which you bat away as he's continuing to wipe acid from his eyes. So blind also does that make him flat-footed?
Yeah. He doesn't
Okay.
get his dex.
Yeah, he doesn't get his dex, so that would have
react to,
easily hit him. Ilindar, you're up. You're in the background. Storm is flanking the guy, though.
Yeah. So Storm's gonna attack.
I forgot. Was I blocked? Go
These
ahead.
are all gonna be +2s.
So does Storm's natural attacks bypass DR or no?
Well, I don't know. They're magical.
Are they?
You tell me if they bypass DR.
My arrows are essentially magical too.
Well, now they are, but
Now they are.
that's because Lothar ensorcelled them in a particular way.
Oh, come on now. They
Right. No, Storm's attacks do count as magical for the purposes of DR.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attacks then. 20 will hit. 14 will miss.
Those are all +2s.
So I need to add 2 more to that.
And whatever his decks are.
Well, no, I'm factoring for that. So we're adding +2 to
+2 for the flank.
Okay. Now
And then-
that's not added in these numbers.
That's correct.
Okay, so it's a 22, a 16, and a 23.
Yeah.
Okay. Since he is flat-footed, all of those will hit.
Woo! Tear it up.
So 15, 24 points of damage. All right, here we go. So you find the natural attacks, while they are penetrating and the DR seems to be reduced, it is still not doing as much as you'd hoped. 15, 24. Okay, so that's the damage. You see it moved. Definitely did damage. Does he get any special attacks or anything like that for all 3 hits? Doesn't have rend or anything.
Nope.
Okay. All right. What about you,
And then
Ilindar, as a person?
Try another acid splash.
Oh, well, it worked so well. 21 will hit.
1 damage.
1 damage. Okay. So 1 damage. Done. Okay. So that's Ilindar. Fletcher.
I'm
Killbot
going to.
engaged.
You are huge. Your weapon has been ensorcelled.
Ugh, and I'm going to rage on top of that.
And you're going to rage. I must murder, he yells out. 31 will absolutely hit his flat-footed AC. You beat it by like 15.
Yeah, wait till you see this damage.
I hate it when you do this.
Wow.
28 points of damage. You bring your sword down on top of him, and he is cleaved nearly in half. The sword goes practically through him. He still is up, though, swinging his scimitar. He's wiping the acid away, looking towards where you are. You can tell he still can't see. There's blood running out of his eyes, but he's trying to find you to attack. Bardos.
Is that an accurate representation of your character's appearance, Dan?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a young, skinny half elf.
That is just
Who's
hysterical.
a bit confused.
So now he's 10 foot tall and looks like that.
Yes,
Like-
exactly.
He's like
Awkward.
heroin chic.
Heroin chic.
Yeah, he's got a good hair look. Okay, so Brew's going to search down the southern quadrant for.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Perception check.
10. Yeah, Baru doesn't detect anything down in that area either. As far as Baru's concerned, there, I mean, seems pretty vacant. The only thing that he knows that's going on is that battle by the fire over there.
Okay, Bardos is going to move over by Elendar.
Okay.
And
Vermin with magic missiles.
Oh man. Oh man.
He doesn't even have magic missiles. He's not a vermin.
Damn.
No one's going to verm this guy?
No one's going to verm this guy with a couple of magic missiles?
Bardos will say to Elendar.
What's become of the fellowship of the unwitting participants? This is unheard of.
Bardos says, I'll lay 5 on Flashheart to Elendar.
Do what?
I'll lay 5 on Flashheart for the kill.
Gotcha.
He's going to steal this one.
Are we?
Yeah. Yeah, Elendar would say, yeah, I'm not taking that one.
What odds do you want?
Who said that?
Fletcher.
Fletcher's yelling. So 10-foot tall Fletcher's yelling over to the two mages.
No, he's mine.
Going. I'll take that bet.
That's all I got.
All right. Farina. Now's your time to verm this guy. Sorcelled arrows, crack shot.
Come on, Farina, let's keep it between the half elves.
Ooh, that's a hit.
That should do it.
Should have bet on the chick.
Ooh, minimum damage. You're not gonna like this.
But no damage reduction this time.
No damage reduction, so he takes it, but there's still a smidge.
That's crazy.
Shunk, arrow goes shooting into him, and he's bleeding from a couple of. I mean, Fletcher practically cut him in half. Flashheart stabbed him like twice now, so he's getting cut to ribbons. Can't see because he's still got acid in his eyes.
Otto's going to sit back on his haunches and shake his head because he knows he can't hurt this guy.
Can't hurt him. All right, so that's it for you? Just one arrow?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't do 2. You said that before. I don't think I can do 2 now. Can I?
Only if you took a feat.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I didn't take a feat for that. Nope.
So he's still blind, but he's still going to lash out at this time Fletcher.
How does he know I'm there if he's blind?
You just smacked him.
Yeah, well.
He knows you're there.
And I'm awfully big.
There you go. So first roll, 23. Second roll, fumble.
He's going to verm himself.
Why don't I confirm that fumble? Does 20 hit you, Fletcher?
It does.
Too bad. So he just missed that one. So one potential hit. You pick it. High or low hits.
Let's go for low hits.
Low hits. 73. He missed wildly.
Wah-ha-ha.
All right. Lothar, you're up.
What were the odds on who was going to kill this guy?
Bardos had 5 on Flashheart. Nobody was taking him up on it because everybody's seen Flashheart roll.
Well, should I go give Flashheart bull strength to make sure he wins or what?
Take the bet first, and then
take the bet first, and then.
Well, no, because Bardos wants Flashheart. I would have to take the bet on Fletcher.
Yeah.
Which means I'd have to go up and cast like Clumsy on Flashheart or something.
All right, but now nobody has taken up Bardos' wager yet. I mean, so the wager is just hanging out there. It hasn't been accepted yet.
Yeah.
Illendar, as a drow, does not like the game.
Not enough to know that's a bad bet.
I'm going to move the owl south in his rotation so that he can do his thing.
All right, perception check when you get a moment.
19.
19. He sees Baru.
Don't eat Baru.
He does not see anything else. So yeah, your Siggy sees Baru and is like, man, that's a tasty little treat down there.
We need to introduce those two.
And Siggy's thinking, I know that Lothar has a whole thing of Tabasco sauce in his pack that he brought from the land of the Linux.
Hot sauce in his purse.
Yeah, he says, like, man, a big fat rat with some Tabasco would be perfect right now.
I'm gonna save the spell and do nothing at this point.
You're not gonna do anything. Okay,
No,
so
'cause
are you?
I'm pretty sure.
Or?
No, I'm pretty sure Flashheart's gonna take him out. So I'm just gonna hang
You think
out.
Flashheart's gonna be the man? All right, here we go. Flash, you are up.
Fire Amadeus, shiny teeth. I'm working on it. 27.
27 will hit. How much damage?
Well,
Does it matter?
12 is minimum.
Well, plus 11. Yeah, that's gonna put him on. So this guy,
No, we still want to roll it.
Radiant, you come back and say, the wager is on, and you bring the radiance down. It cleaves him. It actually hits him where Fletcher sort of spun him around, and you're just like, ugh, right in that same place where Fletcher hit him, and he's like, oh, and you see him sort of step backward, and he lifts off above the ground a little bit, and this is like,
there can be only one Highlander,
and he just disappears.
Oh, I forget he teleports out.
So no body to loot.
Or he's an
gone.
extra planar creature.
He went back to the abyss. You send him
got
back.
lucky.
Now, so that's the deal with demons who have been summoned. You send them back to if you kill them on the prime material plane, you send them back for a century, and they can't come back. Now they aren't killed. You have to pin them down. In this case,
100 years, sucker.
So there will be a couple of different kinds of demons that you guys face. Some of them have come through the world wound. In which case they have physically came from the abyss to here. They're not summoned creatures, which means if you kill them here, they stay dead.
They die.
Are they stronger here?
No, they're not stronger. They're the same strength. But summoned creatures, if somebody summons a demon here, there's this tenuous sort of connection between it and the abyss. If that connection is severed, what happens is it snaps back. The summoning ends. The creature is thrown back to the abyss, but they are barred from being summoned again for 100 years, for a century.
If I'm on a demon job site and I have either permadeath or 100 years penalty, I'm gonna go for the penalty.
Definitely. But you can't tell by looking at them whether they've walked here or whether they've been summoned here.
Sure.
In this case, this one was summoned. All right. Well, that is the end of this combat. Anything you guys do before you retire back around the fire for just basically go back to your seats. It's like another demon attack. You guys recognize him as the leader of the Dretches, who tried to teleport in and get some revenge.
Can I lay on hands on myself?
I'm gonna heal.
Oh yeah, if you can heal me, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal Flashheart. How far down are you?
I'm 10 down.
Okay, Cure Light Wounds maximized with the scale, so you're maxed.
Nice.
Are we shaking the depression now that he's dead or gone, rather?
Yes, that depression. I hope you guys were doing that because I totally forgot about that.
You're still feeling blue.
Yeah, no, the depression lifts once he's gone. All right. The rest of the night passes without incident. And you wake up the next day, and some of your Geyer comes over for orders. It's like, some of the men heard some noise over here. I trust everything you passed the night adequately.
It was just a party.
Yeah.
I'll
look off in the middle distance, with the noble stare and say, it was nothing. It was just a trifle of an issue.
It was a trifle. All right, so he says, we're breaking camp. We'll be ready to go in a few minutes. And various kinds of people come over to help you break camp and get on your way. So you're at Keeper's Canyon right now, and you're basically using this canyon as a surreptitious way to get close to Dresden before you get back up. And you continue to go through the thing, and you use some of your resources. This would be the 5th day of the adventure, and you are down at this point to 44 food and beverage.
Out of 60, right? What we started with?
You started with 63.
And then we got +6 from the last adventure.
Yeah, you've been gathering up. I mean, you got some from Hargis. You got some from Villarith Fort.
Church.
The church. You did get some from Keeper's Canyon. You're supplying yourselves along the way. This will come into play when you guys realize that about the time frames when you have to fight inside the Citadel, Dresden. Because
it doesn't seem like
the siege can't last that long, and there are penalties when you start running out of food and water.
Okay.
But right now, you guys are flush. Starting to bite into it a little bit, but you've been able to find stuff, and you feel confident you might be able to find stuff on the road. You travel most of a day and camp out in the canyon. You end up about, I want to say about here.
Yeah.
Right before there. About halfway to Citadel Dresden. You were taking it slow because you want to make sure that you are being cognizant of potential patrols or
ambushes
anything like that. So you send out a fair amount of scouts. One group of scouts comes back and they are like, "Well, we didn't see any demons, but we did find what looks to be a desecrated temple of Iomedae about 4 miles from here in the canyon." Our first instinct is to come back to you and tell you that we found this temple grounds. We feel it should be reconciled, but it's we think maybe this is something you guys should look at.
All right, guys, what do you think? Dungeon run?
Well, I think it's your call. It's an Iomedae thing, right?
Yeah. I think we set this temple right. So let me just desecrate a temple as I understand it. We take it, re-sanctify it, and then go about our way?
Correct.
But, I mean, knowing that it's in the middle of demon territory, we're hoping that if we take Castle Dresden, then it might stay unmolested, I guess.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly right.
And maybe we'll get a boon from the old goddess there for turning on one of her waylaid stations. All right. I think, and plus, maybe we'll find some loot. Because this mass combat has not ponied up any cool bench guns.
Not really.
All right.
On a personal level, yeah, the loot has been lame.
I will announce that I'm going to take the party, unless anybody wants to stay back. And since this is a mass combat thing, can I take members of the paladins, as NPCs for this or not?
Well, I mean,
I could take 106 guys into that.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to drag a whole 106? Probably you would feel like that these guys need to, since you and the rest of the party are leaving them, these guys need to watch out for themselves. So you're reluctant to take personnel. I mean, theoretically, you were at first like, maybe I should take Geyer, but
no. He needs to stay with the army.
I mean, they want to set up a defensive perimeter. There's digging they have to do. There's barricades. They want to set that up after this travel.
Do any extra holy guys with us that might help re-sanctify it quick?
Well, they're all paladins, but you don't have any like high
priests
or anything like that.
Okay.
Frankly, they defer to your judgment on this. They think that you are the right people for this job.
All right, we'll scout it out, and if we need help, then we'll send an owl carrying a rat for help. An owl carrying a rat carrying a message for help.
Well, so what happens is Siggy will pick up the rat, and then Otto will pick up Siggy, will capture Siggy, so they're back on the ground, and then Storm will grab up the whole mess, and you have this whole menagerie of people, of animals flying around, checking things out.
It sounds like the beginning phrases of, or middle phrases of, was an old lady who swallowed a fly.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right. So how do you want to scout? So the army sort of like sets up camp here in the caverns, sets their pickets, that kind of stuff. How do you want to handle this? It's about the temple, according to the scouts, is about 2 miles away from where you are, down closer to the Dresden.
We're all, I mean, now it's a party issue. Mike, guys, what do you think? I think we go scout it out, and we can take a few scouts with us to make sure that there's no large squads of goblins.
How far is this out of our way?
About a mile, maybe. Not very far.
I think it's our only chance to get any cool loot prior to Castle Dressen. So
well, we've got some good scouts we bring with us. You know, we got.
The scouts also mention one other thing. It is in the face of the rock. It is on a. It is high up on the cliffs. It's not in the canyon itself. It's on a cliff face. There's a section that seems to have been sort of sorted out. So the canyons again are like 100 to 150 feet high. In this case, this temple that they've spotted is about 90 feet up. So it's in the wall, but it's a large open space that has been sort of dug out. So it's almost like an inset in the wall. There's nothing above it, but it's like it's been chopped out.
Are there stairs to it or no?
Not that they saw.
Only if we knew an elf that had a rope trick that you'd get up there and check it out.
Well, we've got a half elf who can float up on a cloud.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I forgot she's a half elf. Farina, what do you think?
Help you however you need. I'm in for a pound.
Okay, so we'll send Farina first, maybe with the owl and backing her up in the temple opening, and she can throw down a rope, and we can start hauling up gear.
Okay.
I think we do have a. Do we have a couple of spider climb spells as a backup, right?
Nope, not me.
No, I thought Bardos.
I got spider climb. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we need it yet or not, but I say save it until we need it for sure. Unless that's the plan. Unless you have any things you're gonna throw at us, we're gonna.
Well, okay, that's fine. But let me give you a little bit of flavor text beforehand. So Geyer will actually tell you that a year before Dresden was founded, and the year after Dresden was founded, and a year before the First Crusade ended, several paladins and priests built a number of what Geyer calls chapels in the lands surrounding their new fortress city. Each of these chapels is devoted to a different deity of the Crusade, mostly Iomedae or Aristil, Torag, Sarenrae, Shaelin, or maybe even Abadar. Deities normally served by paladins, and each was intended to serve as a hospital for injured soldiers and a way station for weary travelers. This is one of those, and this one was dedicated to Iomedae. It's perched atop this cliff overlooking the area below.
Perched atop or delved into the cliff?
It's delved into the cliff, but it's not on, because there is cliff face that is higher than it. It's sort of like almost like a chip has been hit out of the cliff, a big chip, and that's where the thing was built, about 90 feet up off the canyon floor. Like
the Last Crusade temple.
A little, yeah, kind of. So who's going to scope it out? Lothar, did you send your owl?
Yeah, I'll have him go and do aerial recon.
Okay, so he scopes over the top of it. The first thing he notices is that there is a significant amount of damage to this place. Beyond that, he doesn't see any like creatures or anything. But he does notice that there is a small, narrow set of stairs starting at the top and going all the way to the bottom. You wouldn't have noticed it unless you were looking from above or, frankly, right on top of it. You would have not have noticed the stairs. That said, they are very steep and kind of treacherous looking.
All right, now we know how the kitty is getting up there. I was thinking the rest of us are going to climb a rope, but I guess we're going to walk up the. We'll leave the horses behind.
You guys are still about a half a mile away when he sends the owl. I mean, are you going to just approach the stairs and go up that way?
Well, as long as I don't get any messages that there's any creatures or movement or what have you.
He did not. Siggy did not see any creatures.
Farina's scale will only take her up 70 feet.
But so that I understand,
so can't go to the very top.
There are stairs that lead up to this thing, right? Just they're narrow and treacherous.
It's a narrow and treacherous set of stairs. Yeah, it's carved into the rock, but yeah, it's very narrow and very steep.
Narrow and treacherous is our middle name. And to backtrack a little bit less, as soon as the owl gets back, then we'll have called a couple of maybe 3-4 paladins to come and watch the horses while we climb into the canyon here.
So you guys are like, stay here. They've already set up like for the night.
Okay. Oh, I'm just saying that we're going to
defensive
leave a bunch
perimeters.
we're not going to leave a bunch of horses tied up outside a cliff wall.
Oh, you're talking about your guys' horses?
Yeah, my
Gotcha.
guys,
Okay.
our horses. We're just bringing a couple guys to watch the horses.
Yeah, they'll take them back inside the perimeter.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
What about so I guess you guys approach the stairs. Is anybody not going to be using the stairs?
Well, to be honest, I'm not all that dexterous. So
Okay.
if these stairs are treacherous and something that would, and this is sort of game mech, if it's something that would require a roll to get up, I'm probably not going to do very well.
It does. It requires 2 rolls, one at 30 feet and one at 60 feet.
Skill
Climb checks.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, okay, so I can tell you right now that I will do very badly
Okay.
and
Yeah,
will
are there-
fall to my death.
Perhaps there are
So-
precautions you can take.
What would those precautions be?
Well, I mean, you could rope together,
Yes.
which would help if somebody falls off of there. I mean, you can. Those of you who are good at climbing can do aid and aid him. It's a skill check after all.
Okay. So I think
Or perhaps if we can use spider climb at this point.
Spider climb would
Yeah.
work as well. Spider climb
Yeah.
would negate the need to make any climb checks at all.
well, the spider climb person could then bring a rope and we could climb all the rope and not the stairs, right?
Well, if you wanted to, I mean, excuse me. If you wanted to, sure. It's 90 feet up, so that would be a different set of climb checks. Essentially, using a rope instead of the stairs. I mean, it's going
prefer to use the stairs, but
it's going to make your climb check more difficult.
Okay.
Frankly.
Right. So anybody who has a reasonable amount of climb that can probably make it over the stairs would probably be all right. But
What if there's a rope going down the stairs? Would that not make the climb up the stairs easier if there was a rope to hold on to?
Like a rope, like a railing
Like
or
a
something,
guy-
like those, like
No, like somebody goes up ahead and drops a rope down the stairs so that you can, attaches the rope at the top so you can pull yourself as you climb the stairs and hang on to the rope.
yeah, that could help.
okay. All right, so we do that and rope ourselves together and make our. So
So
somebody spider climb to the top.
I want a quick check of character sheets. Who has rope and how much?
Oh,
I have
I
50.
knew this.
And
I
we're
knew this
going
day
on
would
the
come.
honor system here, so
I'm doing this. I have the full dungeoneering kit, which includes a 50-foot hemp rope. Now, I did use this 50-foot hemp rope before, but it was I retrieved it back in the Hmong territory.
all right. So Lothar, you have 50 feet of rope.
I also have a grappling hook and other.
Flash, 50 feet
Marina's got 50
plus hook.
Yep.
Does anybody else have rope?
50 foot for
I do not.
Farina, you have 50 feet
Yep.
of hemp rope?
Hemp rope. No hook or anything though.
No hook. Anybody else?
I do not.
Not me.
Bardo's son. Wait, no, it was in the car. He doesn't have it anymore.
In the car.
I gotta delete this shit.
Okay. So between the 6 of you, you have 150 feet of rope and a grappling hook. Now, those ropes can very easily be spliced together, but I don't
I also
know
have
that.
5. I also have 5 pythons, which are the hammers into the rock, right?
Yeah, it is 5 python rings.
I have 5
Okay.
pythons. Yeah.
All right. So you have 150 foot of rope, 5 python rings. Do you have a hammer to knock those pythons into the rock?
I just use my hand because I'm. Let's see. Let's see. Hood of lantern, pints of oil, crowbar,
Use your head.
Those
caltrops.
soft,
I-
manicured hands.
I don't appear to have a. I don't appear to have a hammer here.
No
I have a
hammers.
crowbar.
Anybody have a hammer?
No.
All right.
Anybody have a hammer-like weapon?
Well, if you have like it depends on the weapon. You mean like a sword? You're going to
Morning
pound them in
Star.
with a sword? No, that's not going to work.
Mace, you could do.
The mace.
A
A
mace,
mace or-
yeah, theoretically, you could pound them in with a mace.
Do we all need to go to this anyway? I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
of course.
like a temple. There's probably not much going on up there, right? Possibly.
Well, I think it's a.
Well, I
was-
mean, No, I mean, theoretically. I mean, but you guys run into, I mean, the possibilities you run into bad guys, you never know.
I was assuming this is going to be opening to a dungeon side excursion before we go to Dresden.
Feels like a perfect opportunity to split the party to me. I mean,
that seems reasonable.
That's always a good idea.
Can fly up, and she can tie a rope.
All right.
Right?
So here's the thing, though. You got 150 feet of rope, and you wanted to do a couple of things with it. One, you wanted to run a rope down the stairs, 90 feet of stairs that kind of wiggle around. You probably get away with that and have 50 feet left over. The other thing you wanted to do was to rope yourselves together. Now there are 6 of you. Do you think 6 people can be roped together with 50 feet of rope?
I think if we've got the rope
Sure.
hang on to, we don't need to be roped together as well.
Well, it's what I'm thinking is so there's going to be some knots and some bows. So if you've got 50 feet of rope and 6 people, my guess is that you guys are going to be within 3 feet of each other.
No, because you only have 5 spaces between 6 people.
How about the
20 foot.
and it's only 5 people. Farina can just float up.
how about the
She
strongest?
can't,
person?
though, because her floater only takes her up to 70 feet.
I can float 70-foot stairs and then just hike the last 20 foot.
Yeah, sure. She make one climb check and then get up to the top.
She'd have to make one climb check. All right, so wait a second. 50 feet of rope divided by 6 people.
Now divided by 5. 6 people, 5 spaces in between. 20
All right,
foot.
that's 10 feet plus the knot. Figure you guys are 6 to 8 feet away from each other.
There you go.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay. And then you've got a rope. Who's hooking the rope up at the top?
Probably Farina if she's going up first. Or somebody said there's spider climbing, right?
Well, in order for me to have any chance at getting up there without falling off and dying horribly, based on the fact that I have a negative climb check, I need spider climb.
Let's put a spider climb on you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flings with nobody wants to be tied to you if you're going to fling
Chuck-
yourself from a cliff.
Chuck, who's casting spider climb on him?
Bartos can do that.
All right, so Bartos casts spider climb on Chuck. Chuck, you're going up first.
Yep, sounds that way.
Do you suffer from vertigo or anything like that?
No, I just can't climb.
All right, so you make it up there. It takes a few minutes. You take and you essentially you go up and you're leaving rope behind you, just sort of letting the rope in. When you get to the top, you have about 10 feet of rope left. You look around and you look for a decent outcropping to tie it to. You find one, you tie it to them. So Chuck, you are at the top. And the rope is dangling down, at which point, Chuck, I mean, what do? Do you yell down and say, all right, stupid asses, come on up? You know, that kind of thing? Or
Yeah, give him the signal, whether it's a hand signal or whatever. Tell him go.
He flipped us off. It's a signal.
All right. So
Yes, I peed down the side of the cliff. When you feel wet, climb.
it's the dark mark. It must mean that we are to go up. All right, so you guys are tying yourselves together, yes?
Sure.
In what order? Who's first? Who's second?
I think. Let's hear the climb skills first before we address that. I'm a 3.
I got a plus 10.
Oh,
Okay, now. What do we add to climb besides our skill? Anything?
climb is
based on
Climb is,
strength.
that's right.
Is it a strength check or a dex check?
It's based on strength.
Primarily strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a 3. You're a 10. What else we got?
I got -2.
-2.
Ooh, the drow weighing in from the back of the party.
Still
Next
not
to
as bad as
Lothar.
mine.
So I'm gonna guess it's 10, -2, 3. Who else?
Farina
we can.
Farina and the cat, they're going to turn into falcons, and we're flying up.
Okay.
There you go.
And so just 3 of us so far. Who else is behind us?
Ardos?
So wait, Jennifer, you and Otto are turning into falcons?
Yep, we can both. I've got that. Yep.
Okay, no problem. Falcons can easily reach the top.
Don't
Falcon
eat the
carrying
owl.
Yeah, Falcon carrying an owl, carrying a rat.
Siggy should be able to fly up there, no problem. Baru is small enough to be sort of tucked into somebody's armor. Are there any other loose pets?
Yeah.
Storm.
Swift action. I'm taking the aspect of an animal.
Storm can climb.
Storm can climb, or can Storm fly?
Storm could
You know what
fly.
you guys will notice? Storm lately has been using her wings a lot more, but she's not airborne.
Yeah. Growing into her powers. All right, so she will climb.
But
Is she going to be roped in?
So what is it? We're going to consider her climb bonus. What's her strength?
her climb is an 11.
Oh yeah,
Pretty good.
she leads then. So maybe it goes plus 10, minus 2, 3, plus 11. Who else we got? Bardos was negative 2, wasn't he?
All right.
Oh, that was Ilandar's negative 2.
Zillendar.
Here's what I want you to do for homework. Those of you who are climbing up the stairs, I want you to send me 2 climb checks. Consider all your bonuses. Consider all your talents. Outline them if you think they're too esoteric for me. But I want you to send me over the course between now and next Sunday. I want you to send me. To those 2 climb checks. And the next time we start, because it's after. Oh, look at that! That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Hey, Les.
Screenshot that.
Nice. Hey, Les.
One
Yeah.
extreme than the other.
Next Sunday, I'm going to be in San Francisco. However, I'm going to be on West Coast time, so I'm TBD until I know
Okay.
what time my flight is.
Okay.
If I can.
Next Sunday is a pre-scheduled B team.
Oh, cool. So if I miss it, then it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
All right. Cool.
But I still want everybody to send me those 2 rolls over the course of the week. Good.
Before everybody goes, I read my character sheet wrong. I'm actually in the lineup, and I have a +6. I'm just going to send Ottawa up on his own without being tied off because that just seems cumbersome. So, do you guys need to stick me in the order somewhere before?
Yeah.
I've
So-
+6.
So I would think somewhere between like a strong climber to aid the weaker climbers, right? So you're kind of you're more, so maybe
Right.
plus 11, minus 2, 3, plus 6, plus 11, plus 10.
Yeah.
That
And
make
so those of you who wish to aid others, give me several aid checks. I would say maybe 10 rolls for aid.
You're
Those
just
of
trying
you
to kill
who
us
are
all in a
specifically
canyon.
going
Right?
to aid.
And actually, you know what? If we've got a few minutes, I'm just going to take off my armor because that gives me several points back.
You'll have minutes.
So
Why don't
yeah,
we
I'm
just
taking
send
off my armor because then that kicks me up to a 0 skill as opposed to -2.
Okay. Perfect. All right. You have your homework. Excellent gaming tonight. This is awesome. Thank you guys.
Right on.
Thanks.
Thanks. Good night, all.
All right. B team next Sunday.
B team.
Okey-dokey.
They don't have a cool tagline.
What's the tagline?
He's not going to tell you.
He's not going to tell me. All right. See you guys.